Hello? Okay, there we go. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm back now. I need to fix a little bit of things. Hold up. No, that just was this one. Um. No, I'm not. I'm not liable for anything. Primal SSB, I swear. Face cam images thing. There are sound alerts, so if you have bits, you know, you're fair game. To scare me and stuff. Emote wall. Wait, there's something wrong. One shot. Yeah. Thank you very much for playing the oof sound. Uh, by the way, I'm gonna test this out because I haven't tested. Okay, that's over me. So then that means that no, face cam can stay there. We need the follower goal to go up like that. We need alerts like that. Where's the what else? Oh yeah, chat. Needs to move up just tad bit. Am I right? Z z z z z z z z z. Hold up. Let's shrink this just a tad. Okay, there. Perfect. Keep it there. Well, actually, watch pen drown. You know what? That would be a really good fucking thing. Except I don't. Well, game theory FNAF. Well. Oh yeah, it's because I'm trying to watch a bunch of because like I planned on watching top 10s. I'm planning on watching 3 videos of top 10s and then Nuke's top 10s. Excuse me, top 15s and then top Nuke's top 10s. We could do bench round afterwards. No joke. I'll watch it live. Hold up. Let me try. Let's do Z. Okay. So the chat's gonna be up there. Everything's fine. I'm pretty sure. If I need to make myself smaller, I'll make myself smaller. So, YouTube. Oh no, yeah. So let's watch top 15s. Don't worry, I'll watch bench round. I'm not sure about FNAF for game theory. Because game theory is a little sleeper now. I'm just kidding, no. That's a joke. Maybe. Also, let me show off my cool costume. So now we're in light, right? Look, I'm see-through now. Ha 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 ha. It like, and then when I put on my glasses, I look mega dumb. Like, ooh, right? Yeah. So let's get this show on the road. And also I need to see if hold up. Oh shit! It's a ghost. Yeah, it's a ghost. Oh, hold up. That's not visible. Here we go. Sans yes, that's what I thought. Except it's green. So, I don't know who it'd be from any game. Hold up. It looks all nasty. Does it? Yeah, it goes now. Okay. I just don't know how to have OBS open with the chrome in the back, so you may see me shifting the mouse quite a bit. So let's see. I won't pick one that has like weird things, cause like I'm afraid of TOS, cause I haven't read any of it. Yeah, I don't know any of TOS. So Twitch terms of service. So I don't think we can show that. Here. Let's do top 15 videos you should not watch after 3 a.m. or 10 p.m. Yeah. So it's 10 p.m. Guess what? We're cool, right? We're cool, right? Can you hear that? Oh, whoa. Okay, it said that the mod thing stopped your freaking comment, bro. No one reads TOS. Isn't it? Yeah, no. Second monitor will make things easier. My bedtime, especially. Is it actually your bedtime? No, stay awake till like 12 at least. Wait, before you go to, or if you're going up, is it loud enough? Cause low key, I can't hear chills.
Watching, published to YouTube by CBS Miami in January of 2019. This attempted home entry was caught on a Ring camera in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The video shows the would-be burglar trying the handle on the back door. After he struggles with it,
there we go.
He walks towards the window, but that's when a voice from above gives him a jolt. Watching on surveillance, the homeowner says hello to the prowler and asks what he is doing.
Hello? What you doing? Got it.
What the heck's going on? Is he trying to break in?
Stick around to answer. He hurries off and jumps the fence. Hopefully this was a lesson learned to not try this again. Number 14, the flaming tornado. Filmed in Canada, this footage has some wondering if this is real.
Ooh, that's nice.
Flamecatcher 2, in short. It is very real, but super rare. Popular Mechanics explains that they are produced by heat plumes stretching miles into the atmosphere and colliding. Only a few anomalies have been recorded prior to this eerie clip. In fact, over the
By the way, I'm gonna keep it like this. Just stretched out and not like zoomed in. Because if it's zoomed in, I feel like it's gonna block a lot of the content. So, yeah.
Last several years, there have been a number of sightings both in 2018 and 2019. As they become more prominent, scholarly papers investigate how they are formed. This is but one case of it being caught on video, and has some TikTokers thinking this is the most terrifying thing ever. Master Sloth Gaming asks, has anyone tried turning the world off and back on again? Now that's a valid question. Number 13, Gremlin. That thing you see out of the corner of your eye shouldn't be trusted. Posted by Finger Long Jumping 804 to the Ghosts subreddit.
Whenever I see some of those shadows, I always see like it's usually a rat
just trying
or something.
to go about his day, taking out the trash. But as he opens the door, this strange small shadow leaps into view and quickly disappears out of the frame. The guy doesn't appear to see the
Photoshop, guys.
He opens the door.
Trust me, it's Photoshop.
Josie suggests that someone just threw a piece of clothing across the room. Others think it's a gremlin. Some who've slowed the clip down note that the figure appears transparent, but perhaps the best theory comes from Pantless Weekends, who writes, trash bag was taken out, but its soul remained in the house. Better kick that to the curb too, before it stays for good. Number 12,
Trash can soul?
Gongoy. If you encounter a child spirit, be wary. Posted to Facebook by the most haunted places in Pakistan in August of 2019. This video is actually based in Thailand and surrounds the mythological spirit of Gongoy. The dark-haired sprite is said to be humanoid and child-sized. She hops around on one leg and screams out Gongoy, which is the source of her name. This video purportedly shows that creature at the edge of a Thai field in the darkness at night. You at first see the figure's dark hair as it's still and hunched over near the grass, but then it appears to
Like, it
become
looks like
alert
a
to the presence of
scarecrow.
others nearby as
Or
it
like-
stands up and starts hopping away on
Here,
its
here.
single leg.
So like, I'll keep pausing the videos constantly because like I want to
You're
contribute
watching
more
this video
to the
after
video.
10
Right?
p.m. Your nightmares will probably be populated by strange Dali-esque creatures like these.
Chances are this is taken from some like did they say Taiwan? It was based in Taiwan or something. Chances are it's probably like a movie scene
Hopefully
taken
they're not running
from
towards
a movie
you.
or something,
Number 11.
and it's just making it seem
Midnight
like a
snack.
actual paranormal thing.
Hungry for a midnight snack? This
I
video
am.
will get you over your nighttime hunger. Published to YouTube in August of 2020, Paranormal Nightmares explains, my husband got up to grab a bowl of cereal, and we had the security cam
Spooky
recording in our
indeed.
kitchen because earlier in the day a cupboard opened on its own. We decided to record overnight, but this happened and it scared him. In the video, the dude is nonchalantly making himself a bowl of cereal as mentioned. But when he goes to grab
This
the
is
milk
my
from the
cereal
fridge,
right here.
the cereal
Oh,
box
snap.
moves clear across the
See
counter
this?
on its own.
Bro, I've seen scary stuff because I live next to a crackhead hotspot. I feel bad for you, dude. I used to live near a bad place in Downey. Like I don't remember much of it, but I remember that my parents once like told me not to go outside.
Poppy is a Vishla lab mix, and she's the princess of the house. We have been able to
Or whatever.
because we can get amazing people to come and watch her all the time. One of the
Dude,
things
I
we
would
like the best
hate
is that
to
we
see,
know we're getting someone who actually wants to be here and wants to take care of other people's pets.
Just like
My
a random
experience
person
with
trying to
Vista
break
House
into my
has
house.
been amazing, easy, and an adventure.
Trusted house sitter suits.
Surprised, the man brushes it off, but as he pours his milk, the box moves slightly.
You used to live in
When he
Downey too.
returns to the fridge, it
Yeah.
slides clear across the counter again, finally falling to the
I remember
floor.
the apartments. They were
Needless to
kind of
say,
broken.
This guy takes this as his cue to book it out of the kitchen. Many YouTubers advise this poor haunted couple to move, while others are more worried about whether or not the guy eventually
heck?
got his cereal.
Hold
because
on,
he
let's go
book
back.
it out of really falling to the when he returns to the fridge, it slides clear across the counter again, finally falling to the floor. Needless to say, this guy takes this as his cue to book it out of the kitchen. Many
You know what
YouTubers
I do?
advise this poor haunted couple to move, while others are more worried about whether or not the guy eventually got his cereal.
No, I. You
because
know what I would do? I would actually
priorities.
just pick it up and just serve
Number
myself some
10.
more cereal.
In the dark, all that's hidden in the shadows may surprise you. Posted to
That's
the
all I
Chills
would do.
Narrator subreddit, Rob Impulse writes, newest Sidemen Sunday video. It looks like they don't notice this person standing up leaning against the wall. What person is he talking about? Rob explains that the video only shows the 7 sidemen in orange jumpers, but around 30 minutes into the video, this guy appears hidden in the dark. Redditor Mitch's Microwave asks if it could be a bodyguard
Oh my
or
gosh.
cameraman, but Rob says the crew weren't
I would
wearing
scream
orange
so
jumpers,
much and run.
only the sidemen
Bro,
were.
I'm scaredy
so
cat.
who is this,
SMH.
and why is he hiding
Shit,
here?
my team members
I
are
think this
dying
one
in my
might actually
game. Oh,
be
no.
paranormal. Number
Look at you look on
9.
the game.
Don't
But like,
mean to intrude. This
Listen.
Redditor was seeing shadows moving from room to room throughout his home. He
I've
wanted
seen
to
worse
capture
in
the
this house, trust
phenomenon
me.
on video, so he set up a security camera. This is what he found. Posted to the Ghosts subreddit
Oh,
by
come on.
Gus BR89. The
It's like
Redditor
a lens
asks fellow
flare. I'm just
Redditors
kidding,
to
no.
explain the following 2
Hold up.
surveillance 9. The Redditor asks fellow
I'm gonna debunk all these
subreddit
at once.
by Gus BR89. The Redditor asks fellow
Don't know what that is. That's probably some sort of like good video editing.
Redditors to explain the following 2
Or, like,
surveillance videos.
some weird,
the
like,
first
freak
video
light.
shows a strange light anomaly coupled with
Yeah,
a shadow
it's just a light
distortion.
anomaly. That's what
The
I'd
second
label it.
video is taken that same evening and shows an orb float across the screen. Most assume the orb is dust, but others are curious
it's
about the
dust.
shadow disturbing the first video. Redditor Cloudette says it looks like an intruder, while Yetin admits it certainly looks like something, though no Redditor really has a clear answer as to what this exactly is. The Redditor
And I'll
says
tell you
this is
something.
not
A lot of the because like this room's really dusty. Redditors. Yeah, I know, right? Man. So, yeah, because this room is really dusty. I can tell you, dust does that even to the naked eye. It just glows sometimes, which is weird.
Paranormal experience he's had in the place. He's heard footsteps, a child's laughter, and even has a witness to one of these shadows passing directly in front of them. While all of this is upsetting, many are more afraid of the doll, and nevertheless this video appears to convincingly show something paranormal. Number 8. Mary in the Forest.
Mary
If you don't believe in witches, history tells us that at some point many did, and innocent people had their lives taken because of it. Published to YouTube in August of 2020, Exploring with Danny writes, the trials of the Pendle witches in 1612 are among the most famous witch trials in English history, and some of the best recorded of the 17th century. The 12 accused lived in the area surrounding Pendle Hill in Lancashire and were charged.
Never heard of this one.
Danny explores this historical area in the darkness of night, going through the flooded
I would
grounds
hate
of
to
the forest,
freaking go there.
alongside
It'd
old
wet my
stone
shoes and
fences,
socks.
above and beyond the history. The
How
forest
wet it
is
looks.
spooky in and of itself. Not only do animals regularly wail while Danny enters the forest, but the remoteness, the wind and rain, and the strange and random items he comes across makes for an even spookier encounter. He first comes across a bathtub filled with dirt and a red liquid. Still, he enters deeper in the forest, only to say Bloody Mary 3 times into a mirror posted up on a tree.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
And look who appears behind him in the mirror. Once Danny sees Mary, he starts to wander in
Exactly.
the forest, looking for her.
Or if not that,
Whatever this
it was
is,
just like
chases
people
Danny out
wanting
of
more
the
rights or
forest.
something, or
When
just
he at last
you know,
arrives
being
to his
creative.
car, you think he's finally safe. Think again. If this is
oh no.
Let's talk about how
I don't have YouTube Red. I'm not rich.
whether you're notified
to make you fear ever going to this location, what will?
I'll
Number
overreact to
7,
some of these.
Asylum 49. If you had a
Oh my
chance to
gosh.
visit
No,
a
I
haunted
actually want to go
hospital,
to this place.
Would you? YouTubers
It just
on
seems
the
like a really
paranormal
good, like,
became
haunted
this
house place.
hospital's reluctant patients when they stepped into Asylum 49. Published to YouTube in
Do it.
September of 2019, Ogden Paranormal wrote, the old 2L Hospital is one of the most haunted places in Utah, if not the most haunted. This location was made famous
You
by the
can
ghosted
clearly- Oh, if I could, man, if only I had MS Pace. Whatever. Oh man, what'd you say? Don't support. Yeah, I know.
Adventures crew who have now
It just, well, maybe you know what? I should get an ad blocker instead.
visited twice
Um,
due to the incredible evidence they captured the first go around.
No way, that was a shadow. Look.
Who have now visited twice due to the incredible
Look.
evidence.
See, that's a shadow. It's not like a person there. Holy heck! It's a trick of the eye.
They captured
Nice
the first
evidence, though.
go-around.
I'm just kidding.
Ogden has
It's
investigated
okay.
this place several times, and this time they returned to investigate who or what scared them out of the place years prior. A little background on the old 2L Hospital as one of Utah's
Opera
major paranormal
browser?
sites. The
Not
underfunded hospital
sure
was
about
without
that
a door,
one,
leaving
but
the passed away stacked and waiting for their paperwork.
maybe
Patients have
Firefox.
stuck around the place, showing themselves even to those retired folk who resided in and what remained of the building. It's said that sightings of ghost children often precede someone's passing. Others believe that child ghosts are actually demons, and they aren't the only.
I've heard that one from my mom. Here, So like apparently, it happened to like one of her family members. So basically, I think it was like this aunt my mom had. She said that her aunt saw this like figure of like a little girl like by her, like while she was in the hospital, and then like a week after seeing the figure continuously, she ended up passing away, which is kind of freaky. but it's probably due to like, you know, the body kind of like already knowing that you're gonna like just stop not existing, but like slowly creeping into like, oh, we gotta just find a way to like make this painless, this transition from like alive to dead, you know what I mean? And it's just like releasing a lot of there's like this chemical that it releases once you start like to pass away. Forget what it's called, but yeah, pretty sure it was that getting released throughout the week for her, and I think she passed away of like cancer. It's kind of sad. Hopefully, like, you know, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like anything like paranormal, you know, like the ghost suffocating her or something crazy like that. But like, you know, I personally don't believe in children ghosts, because like, you know, why, like, especially like dirt, DMT. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, like that drug. It's I forget. It's like it breaks down your ego or something like that. That's what I know. Basically, what was I gonna say? Man, I actually forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, why I don't believe in children ghosts? Because like if they like a baby responds to you, yeah, I'm like 2 years old. Like, what? Like, they barely have enough like to comprehend like language and all that. There's no way a baby's gonna tell you I'm 2 years old, unless like it knows how old it is. You know what I mean? Especially through a Ouija board. Like, what the heck? It's just gonna like touch the freaking planchette and move it. Like, what? So anyways, let's continue with this. So I think they're usually demons or something.
A nurse in white roams the hallways. A man dressed in black appears at 3 a.m. And a little girl has been known to appear and then vanish. So who did Ogden Paranormal encounter during their investigation? Let's see firsthand. Granted, this asylum has been turned into a haunted house, so much of the creepiness you see in the video is set up to appear that way, but other things can't really be explained. About 4 minutes in, they head into the nursery, where a creepy old lady statue is posed. They are alone back here, or so they think. Look at the window to the left. Something passes beyond, creating a shadow figure in the frame. It moves out of frame once they come nearer the old lady. Later on, two of the crew see a figure down one hallway.
Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see this? Head.
As they're slowly making their way down the hallway, a giggle is heard in one of the rooms. The room is empty apart from some freaky mannequins.
Where you at, Wes?
Later, while all gathered in a conference room, they hear footsteps.
What's that? Have you not moved? You guys heard those footsteps over here, right? I thought that was you, man.
During their ghost box session, spirits are responding with frequency. One tells them good luck repeatedly. And one of the spirits brings up Skittles, which had been part of the conversation on a previous visit to the asylum. Little anomalies in disembodied breathing are also heard throughout the investigation. Makes you wonder, are there spirits here?
You said Skittles,
Or are
right?
these mannequins
Or am I
about to come
doing
to
something dumb?
life? Number 6, under the bed. Some folks are good narrators, getting carried away by their own storytelling. This one should have noticed how true her story was. This video was originally posted to TikTok by Briar May. In the video, Briar is telling a creepy story while sitting on her bed, as she describes how her stepsister used to wait under her bed and grab her ankles. The camera pans back to capture her bedroom door slamming closed at the most inopportune moment, heightening the fear of the horror story. But don't be distracted by the sound. Look under the bed. Her room is not empty after all. Is that Briar's stepsister? Or are her ankles about to be grabbed by the true blue monster under the bed? This is a horror story come to life. I just hope everybody was alright.
I feel like there's somebody
Number
like in a
5,
costume.
mannequin head. On occasion, don't believe what you see. Sometimes your eyes really
Coincidences are
can
fun.
deceive you. TikToker Rebecca explains that a previous video
Nah, bro,
that
here.
I just hope
I'm just like, man, I wish I could zoom in. Does the thing not go down?
everybody was
It looks like
alright.
makeup or paint.
Number 5, mannequin head. On occasion, don't believe what you see. Sometimes your eyes really can deceive you. TikToker Rebecca explains that a previous video that appeared to show a child at the window in this haunted mansion was actually just a prop.
If the best way to get a great start in life is a good education, let's get our kids the LA Public.
TikTokers urged Rebecca to call the authorities, saying it looked like this individual was being held captive. But when Rebecca zooms in on the window in question,
I'm telling you,
the head is clearly
scary
that
stuff
of a
doesn't get me.
mannequin. Some still find the catch extremely
Thank
jarring.
you for using
Kat
Screamer.
writes, you
Well,
zoomed in and my heart just stopped. Some thank Rebecca for giving viewers closure, while others say it's even scarier knowing it's a mannequin. Real or not, whoever placed this thing here has a dark sense of humor. Number 4, secret rooms. Secret rooms are usually viewed as whimsical, but they can also be terrifying. Tati explains that her brother's room had always had a gross smell in it, so the family brought a guy in to check it out. What he found is straight out of the movie Saw. 2 hidden rooms were discovered through the wall of a storage room on the side of their house. 2 rooms that they didn't even know existed. The rooms were linked to her brother's closet. Once they removed the shelves in the closet, they found a loose wall, opened it with a hanger,
that's
and
scary.
discovered this mini door behind it. They
I'd
opened it
hate
to
that.
find the 2 rooms. The rooms are quite spacious. Tati claims the floors were covered with dirt and grime and had been soaked in bleach by the guy. What did the previous homeowners have to hide away in these hidden rooms? We'll never know, and maybe we don't want to. Number 3, ritual home.
Wait, why is it? Okay, this is just me thinking dirty. But why was the first thing that came to mind? Like behind the door being like a sex dungeon
Maybe
or
we
something
don't
like
want
that.
to. Number 3, ritual.
Like I don't know how one looks like. Like I'm
Abandoned
not
home
kidding.
With a tragic past,
But, like,
turned
that's
into
like the
ritual
first thought that
grounds
just
for
came to me,
secret groups.
to my head.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster. Published to YouTube by Steve Ronan in September of 2020, this paranormal investigation looks inside the Devil's Home, as it's so called. According to Ronan, this millionaire's mansion was built in the 90s, but the family who was to live here passed away before it was finished. First off, although it's an abandoned mansion, the power is still on. While wandering the house, they hear disembodied voices, but it's this pentagram in one of the rooms that gives them
Yeah. Sad music. Rest in peace. Exactly. What was I gonna show you? My device can do the same thing. Look. Please wait. Turn on. Please turn on. What's that? Trusty World Solid Pot P0? Uh-oh. No! What happened here? Look, it turns on eventually. I'm just kidding. No, didn't mess up. Well, whatever. I'll play the video.
pause. They place an REM pod in the middle and it goes wild. Is something nefarious at home here?
I know
It
what
certainly
went wrong.
seems so. Number 2, ghost in the window. You may think you're alone, but are you really? Posted to TikTok by Tayasha. This one is bound to give you the heebie-jeebies. On what looks to be a stormy night, the TikToker is walking around an abandoned building when she spots this in the window. The dark-haired figure appears ghoulish, staring out at the passerby. What do you think this mystery figure wants, and who is it waiting for?
Here.
This has either got to be the paranormal or a very elaborate hoax. There's simply no in
Not sure.
between. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because we upload a new scary video every week.
Dang.
If
Well, it
you're
was working
curious about
earlier
what
today.
I look like in real life,
Basically, you move
go
it,
to
it
my
turns green.
Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out.
Yeah, follow him.
Number
Actually,
1, go.
Let's get our kids
he's such a good guy.
to
Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. Ruben gets spooked. Yes. Oh my gosh. Let's react to that.
in a safe modern school.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, it goes. That's
Ghost ship
interesting.
spirit. When you investigate haunted places, expect to be followed home. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. So That's Scary claims a spirit from a ghost ship followed them home. Originally published to YouTube by STK Paranormal in September of 2020, the YouTuber explains, "There is a lot of strange things happening outside, which we really do think is directly related to a spirit named George that followed us home from an investigation." So what happened? Robert explains in the video that ever since the team investigated...
Yeah, I heard that game's good. It's like, not only like, does it like refresh you? Like, as in like, it makes you, hold on, where the heck does this recording go? Not only is it like a good game, but like, it's like calming. That's what I heard. Because like, you get to build your whole
USS
thing.
Edson, they've been encountering the spirit of George. The security footage shows a shadow appearing to knock on their door. According to Robert, they heard 3 knocks inside as this occurred. The spirit threw rocks, appeared as orbs in their photos, and spoke to them via EVP. This is when they set up security cameras and caught this on video. George shows up in the form of bright orbs, invariably a black shadow orb, which seemingly causes the chair to move. Next, the kickstand on the bike goes up of its own accord. The spirit is wild, but perhaps he just wants to be friends. On the other hand, he's throwing rocks. Who knows what he wants? Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like.
I kid you not. If whenever I get a good camera that I can take to stream wherever I want to, I'm taking this thing. You heard that right. I'm taking this thing and going ghost hunting. Make that happen. Come on. Wait, does my waist... You know what? I eventually want to hook this up. Look, look. Does it move? I move it. It turns on. It turns red. So, what I think happens, right? Yeah. Exactly. It's a fucking... You would be scared for myself. What do you mean? It's just a battery hanging off. Like, come on. Like, seriously. Like, look. Look. Turns red. So, like, if there's a demon, turn it green. It's just not gonna turn green. When it's shorts? What do you mean? It's fine. It's only 10 volts. I'm just kidding. No, it's actually 5 volts, so it wouldn't do anything to me, but the battery would blow up. And it's cold, actually. So, yeah, let's turn this thing off. Yeah, that'd be funny, though. It'd be a good stream thing, though. You know what I mean? Ghost hunting with Ruben. Who wants to see it? Come on. Like, I'd be wearing this mask, right? I'd be like, I want to look like El Zorro, but, without translucent Zorro or something. Well, that was a fail. It was the ghost, I swear. I can't see. Hold on, this is... I would love that. You would love that? I would love that too. Oy. Yeah, the ghost shoved my glasses off. It wasn't me. Just... Dude, this looks so bad. It's like I can't see without my glasses. Like from far, right? I can see from up close. Oh, what's happening? Let's see how many people click on the stream. It's like... Okay, next. Haunt my dreams. You know how many times I've beaten the demon in my dreams? 500 times, and I'm not about to lose.
Number 15.
By the way, the sugar rush is getting to me. I'm just kidding. There's no such thing as a sugar rush. Remember that. Somebody blames their actions on sugar, they're crazy. Trust me.
Someone's at the door. A home security camera caught this scary sight in Corvina.
Yeah, let's put it
Posted
back.
by Ruby Gonzalez in December of 2018. Ruby writes, 2 individuals tried to enter a home.
That's really good clickbait. That got me. I thought it was gonna be like about dreams. That'll haunt you.
One knocked on the door and called out the resident's first name.
Oh, it came out
several
today.
times. The family was home at the time. You can see one of the men approach with his hood up and a kerchief covering his mouth, wearing a backpack. He knocks on the door, waiting with his head down, likely aware of where the security camera is located. A second dude also approaches, dressed in the same fashion. He's carrying a crowbar. They knock a second and third time, alerting a small dog inside. When a car passes, they both turn to look down the street and ensure there are no witnesses.
Dang, it's cold.
He knocks several more times, saying, "Come on, bro." But the second dude eventually taps him on the arm, indicating it's time to give up and leave, which thankfully they do. When
Isn't that what you said earlier as Primal SSB? You said, "Come on, bro," right? Alright. Oh no, you said bro. Okay. I get that.
whatever they came for, they left empty-handed.
Man, but no.
Number 14.
That's scary.
Wake up.
I
This
call it
isn't
cops.
a gentle good morning. Published to YouTube by C4CAT in March of 2018. This is what happens when an early bird of a ghost is angry that you're not up yet. The video shows a man asleep in bed as window curtains nearly blow, at times pushing the entire curtain to the side. The young man at first remains undisturbed by this. At one point, when the curtain is brushed over, you can see something white appear behind the bars of the window.
Oh, I've seen this
Then
one
an obscure
before.
flash of white passes close to the camera. Shortly after, there's a slow disturbance in the man's blanket. Part of it lifts until the entire blanket billows up. It's then ripped off of him by an unseen force. Like a bucket of cold water, this is one alarm clock you wouldn't want to wake up to. Number 13.
Yeah, it's called Winds.
The Witch in White. How would you feel if your CCTV cam...
I don't have a
Fuck
basement.
this.
Well, I do, but like, it's not even a basement. It's like a storage room. Also, my lollipop became broken. And yeah, it's wind. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Posted
could
to
be
the
like
Ghosts subreddit
some other
by
thing too.
Relevant Hole 5903. This footage of a woman in white was caught on camera in the dark of night. It shows a ghostly figure in white crossing the grounds outside of a gated building with barbed wire fixed to the top. The stranger walks slowly in her flowing dress until she leaves the camera's sight. Some are suggesting this is a classic walk of shame. Others think the Redditor lives next to some shady stuff. But some are sure it's the legendary La Lorena. If it is, stay clear of water.
The what? Do the candy review? Yeah. It's a blow pop. Cherry flavor? I don't know. La Lorena, what the heck happened there? Thank you. Thank you very much. But La Lorena, no, like that? No, like, is that what you heard, or is that like the name? Holy hell! Cause I'd say that's La Llorona. Some people say La Chillona, but like, holy hell, I've never heard of La Lorena. And I'm pretty sure Chills is already, or he runs the channel, right? Pretty sure he does. Pretty sure he said La Llorona before. La Lorena, what the heck? I've never heard of that. Yeah, no. La rana. The frog.
The legend goes that she would take your life in the water. Redditor Blues Forever 67 writes, "This is one of those instances where I think, what if we see ghosts all the time, but they're so vivid that we just think they're people?" I have to agree with that statement. My mind has been blown by this footage. Number 12. Red-faced entity. You don't want this guy popping up in your next cell.
I'm pretty sure I got a picture almost like this, but like it might have been a dream.
Posted to the Ghosts subreddit. Princess Lena 87 explains that there was no one else in the room when this video was recorded, except apparently this insane red face
But that's
who popped
insane.
behind them. The clip shows two friends recording a selfie video, laughing and having fun. As the video pans right, nothing is behind them, but when it pans left again, a slimy red figure appears over their shoulders. Lena shares the screenshot in the comments. While some think it's Snape, others suggest something not from a Harry Potter book, and rather an entity that is
Yeah.
quite nefarious.
I mean, they're
Redditor
cool looking.
Analytical Amy writes, "It may just be some freakish weirdness, but was there ever a fire close by or in that house over the years?" Later saying that it looks like someone who was in the home during something like this.
What? Nah, I just say that's a demon. And like,
Whether you
end of the
think
day,
this is the case or not, one piece of advice: don't turn around. I believe this video is 100% real, and that only makes it all the more scarier. Number 11, different city sightings. These two unidentified flying object sightings are eerily similar. Posted on Reddit by GamersGen, these two sightings from Miami and Beijing are comparative. The first appeared in Beijing on February 3rd, 1995. The unidentified flying object hovers as an illuminated yellow disc in the evening sky. After a while, it starts to glide slowly overhead. GamersGen posts a second video in the comments, one which looks similar to the first but was captured on October 20th, 1995. This unidentified flying object was spotted along a freeway. The driver pulled over to capture it hovering near an apartment complex and then over Miami Airport. GamersGen suggests that today, unidentified flying objects aren't seen as often for a reason. His theory? They have become more cautious, and further said, they seem to be extremely aware of us observing them, and above all, they don't want to be compromised.
gamers on
What do
surveillance?
you
Yeah. Huh.
think? It makes sense to me, and these two sightings are certainly quite similar. Number 10, multi-legged flying beast. This creature in the sky is unidentifiable, but it's got 6 legs. We originally came across this video on the Spanish-speaking Scary Video community in June of 2019. The thing appears to have a pin head, multiple crab-like legs, and finally wings. As you can see, when it takes off from the tree branch it's crouched upon.
It's
The
an
creature
angel,
looks
trust me.
extraterrestrial. It's certainly something nobody has seen on Earth. Whatever it is, you don't want this monster hiding under your bed. We managed to track down the original source, and this turns out to be a CGI creature made by the Nicaraguan YouTube team.
Oh my God.
JJPD Producciones. So if you come across
Oh no. It's cause yeah, like Cappuccino Producciones. Pinhead Dolt. An absolute nincompoop.
YouTube team, JJPD Producciones. So if you come across this
My
video
gosh.
because it's spreading all over the internet, now you know its true origins. Number
That's fine.
9,
I'll let that pass.
Vanishing Act. Now you see him, now you don't. Posted by Calligram to the Chills Narrator subreddit. This clip appeared on YouTube's Scary World of Videos in October of 2020. Men in a forested area are just hanging out when a stranger is seen walking in the background. He passes behind a tree but doesn't come out the other side. The cameraman walks towards the tree and circles it entirely, but the man seems to have disappeared into thin air. The camera even
What
pans
the
up to
heck?
see if he climbed the tree, but there's just no way. Where did he go? One Redditor, Shabba Bull, has the answer in the comments. He went back to the year he came from. Do you think this is the case? Or is this clever editing? I wish I knew
Probably
for
editing.
sure. So all I can say for now is I think this footage is definitively
Look, because like it goes
mysterious
away
sure.
for like a split
So all I
second.
can
Look.
say for now is I think this
It goes
footage
down
is
and then it goes back.
definitively
That was probably done on
mysterious.
purpose.
Number 8, Fiery Phantom. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Sallow Mac and originally published to YouTube
You know what?
by Bike
Those videos I love because they're really cool, and the special effects they have.
In March of 2020, this paranormal investigator may have just crossed paths with something very nefarious. While exploring an abandoned house, the investigator spies this creepy witchy woman in the hallway. Flames suddenly spark, running down the length of the hallway and flying up into the air in the adjacent room. It then falls in a giant blaze to the floor, burning in a ball on the carpet. For a time, the investigator watches the flames burn. It burns low, but then it bursts again, while the door behind it swings closed and then opens repeatedly. Is this a djinn's doing? Or maybe a witch's? Either way, get the heck out of there. Number 7, Indonesia Magic. Some things you have to see to
Perfectly
believe.
orchestrated.
Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit.
Chemistry,
Red
exactly.
Jedizer says this
Dude.
video was captured in
But like, hear me out. I won't be able to do that because I'm doing bad in chemistry. Let's just keep it at that. Let's just keep it at that.
The Redditor writes, since access from the main city to village is far enough,
Tomorrow I come with
they
the
use
fucking like
magic to lift
chemical.
this extra weight mosque dome to the
What's
top.
that?
Reported by local news, the footage shows a dome appearing to float in the sky, while on the ground.
That looks like really bad or dodgy footage of like a project.
Like having the off-road's most advanced suspension.
And then like they give it to the new station so it could look like,
and cushion every
so like they'd cover it or something and give it exposure.
On the people chant. The dome appears to be fluttering in the wind, so it's unclear what it's made of, or whether its materials could explain the seemingly miraculous levitation. It continues to rise higher into the sky,
What the heck?
while people chant and cry out. Many in the comments think a pulley system might come into play, while others are suggesting it's just a balloon floating. Redditor Sign Local writes, so after this, when you see an unidentified flying object, it's just floating construction tools. Either sounds supernatural to me. Number 6, Dash Cam Ghost. Would you stop and investigate if you
these are
captured
interesting
this
too.
on Dash Cam? Published to YouTube by Crooked Pixel in September of 2017. This dashcam footage will have you paying closer attention to the road at night. Captured in July of 2012 at 1 in the morning. The video shows a driver cruising
I don't know,
down
but like
the
it looks
highway.
odd.
All is normal until this happens. A white ghostly sheet floats over the road. You can hear the driver take a sharp intake of breath. The sheet is billowing in the wind as it floats upwards in the darkness, but the driver speeds on past it without stopping. Many in the comments think it's CGI, while James Brady says that was a piece of paper or a plastic bag blowing in the wind. What do you think? As a driver,
And that has to
would
be like
you
some video
stop or
effect or something.
accelerate? Number 5, Ascending Spirit. This ghost sighting will send chills down your spine. Published to YouTube by TechWorld TV in August of 2014. This video shows a haunted Hindu cremation site. A man arrives at this site in India to investigate a local story. According to the man, he was walking down this dirt road when he saw an entity at this place. The investigator explains that passed away individuals are taken there for their last rites. Nobody lives here, apart from packs of stray dogs. As the man navigates around the puddles on the wet road to approach the ceremonial sites, dogs start barking like crazy at a distance.
This place.
Then the man shouts that he just saw an entity floating from the building further back. Upon closer inspection,
Is it just me or is like the video? Does Chills like put this over the video, like the little scan lines, or is it like the camera? Because I don't know. I don't think newer. Oh, this isn't like a poor area of the world, but like even then, I don't know. I don't think like
section of the video, you can
cameras
see the
have that
the man
anymore.
is talking about. It appears in the darkness under the veranda before floating up and then vanishing. While some point out the vapor moves simultaneously with the camera.
I love the circle.
Ricky Trikarin notes, I would have said it was a smudge on the camera if the dogs hadn't started to bark at the same
No,
time.
no, no. Like I
What do you
know he doesn't do like the editing of like the ghosts and stuff. But like, well, yeah. Even then, he probably doesn't even edit his videos. He probably has somebody editing it. But like, it's just weird. I find it weird that there's like scan lines, you know.
Think coincidence or a spirit ascending. Number 4, abandoned care home creeper. Someone is watching you. Published to YouTube by Finders Beepers History Seekers in August of 2020. The channel writes, Matt and Andy are reunited in this week's Creepy Explorer, an abandoned care home that was shut down for reports of terrible living conditions. Although it was shut down, maybe something paranormal stuck around.
Creeper like in
About
Minecraft,
20
yeah,
minutes
huh?
into the edited video, the pair are headed up the stairs when they see this.
I'd get out of there if I saw somebody else, and especially like a sort of cloak like I am in. Or no, not cloak. Excuse me, like attire that I'm in, right? Oh, I don't know what you call it.
All single-use plastic. It's all bottles, bags, wrappers. This is all the plastic that we're consuming on a daily basis, and it's literally miles down the beach. The 4-Ocean Bracelet is somebody's commitment to a cleaner ocean. It's their commitment.
Panning up to the second level, a figure moves across the upper hallway in the darkness. Unbeknownst to Mike and Andy, the shadowy menace was clearly watching them. The pair calls out to the person, but no answer.
Oh
They
no.
consider backing down, but they think there's someone on the bottom floor as well. They decide to take their chances upward. When they head up there, they find
Why does
there's
my
no one
face
on the
look like that?
landing. And in fact, that landing where the figure crossed over doesn't even lead to another room. There's no way out. Some in the comments think
Whenever
the
I'm
figure
sucking
was a
on something,
spirit
my
of a
face
former
gets
patient
wide, or like
staffer. Open Paranormal writes, I think you just caught some of the best paranormal activity I've ever seen. There's clearly no one around, but you could clearly
It's just
see
the hood, I
a shadow
guess.
of someone up there. You'd have to agree.
yeah, no,
This
but I'd
was
run out of the house if I
extreme.
saw that, something like that.
Number 3.
Because like it'd be like somebody with probably malintention. How was Halloween for me? So yesterday, I went to my sister's little family gathering that we had, because it was her birthday. I could have sworn El Dia de las Brujas was like the 30th, but apparently it's just Halloween on the 31st. In Spanish, it's just another alternative way of saying Halloween, I guess. For some reason, I got the feeling, you know, it was the 30th for some reason. But yeah, no, because she was born on the 30th. We celebrated her birthday yesterday, right? So that's how I have all the candy and, you know, eating it and biting it and all that, right? Oh my gosh, candy's hard. So it was good yesterday and it was a fun time. Today, we got a little stressful because I had to do homework. And then I started getting into like the, you know, like I gotta stream, I'm gonna stream Pikmin 3, you know. And then I was just excited once it began Pikmin 3. Although I did casually play it, so I did lose a lot of Pikmin. It was fine overall. Can't eat much. Ooh. No, I played the Wii U version. Yeah, no, that's right. I played on the Wii U version. I had fun. If you would see my gamepad, I shut it off. Last time I streamed, I'm pretty sure. I tried cleaning it the best as I could, but this is a horror story. My gamepad is in such bad condition. I don't know what to say. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know. I haven't touched my gamepad in such a long time until like today. How do I clean that? I like earlier today I tried getting like what are those called? The Q-tip to like clean it, and it just wouldn't rub off. Yeah, no. I got the Wii U when it came out because I'm a Nintendo fan. You know what I mean? I gotta have my Wii U, my Switch, my GameCube, and no other consoles. Some good old alcohol. Whoa. I don't drink alcohol. Now I look kind of cute. There we go. Hold on. Let's fix it. Let's continue with the thing.
The Cathedral of Ghosts.
Oh!
Originally posted
Oh, I get what you're trying to
by
say. Like,
Dark
clean it with
Pirate
alcohol.
Stories.
Yeah. I don't know why I assumed that. yeah. I got it too. I got it like when they did Nintendo Land. Yeah, I remember that bundle. The thing is, I bought it from this store called the Curacao. So like, it's like a store that lends you like a credit card and you buy it. My mom, cause she had a membership to that store, she bought the Wii U for me, $500 when I was like 12 or 11. I don't remember. It came out 2011, right? Yeah, so it must have been like 11 by then. No, cause it came out in November. I was about to turn 11. So then I got it with did it come out with it? When did Nintendo Land come out? Was it like a launch title? I don't remember. Wii U. What up? Did I mess up the Wii U's release date? How? Thought it was 2011, no? Or was the showcase? Oh, okay. The showcase must have been 2011. Because the Wii U released... Oh, introduced. What the... Okay, no. Yeah, no, then I was actually 11. Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. Interesting that it launched later in Japan than in the US. But yeah, no, it came out 2012. So yeah, I got it with Nintendo Land and all that. It was a fun game. Really fun game. In fact, I completed all the things and got all the stuff in the game. But, because like, I had to wipe the memory consistently off the Wii U. Again and again and again and again. Because I kept on running out of memory for the games. You know, a lot of the data isn't reflected on there, and it sucks because of that.
In October
But it'd be
2020,
like, it'd be fun playing it again.
Takes you on a walk
Live, you know,
of the Church of Ghosts
maybe with some
in the
friends.
Czech Republic. The cathedral is full of faceless statues covered in stone cloaks, sitting in the pews. The image is unsettling, but it's meant to be. Lying east of Prague in a small
And yeah, 500 was
town.
overpriced.
This place has
But it
been
came with
around since
Nintendo Land,
14th
the Wii U,
century, when the
Batman
roof collapsed in
Arkham,
1968
Assassin's
when
Creed,
abandoned. Some said it was
and
haunted. In a
I
bid
think
to
Mario Bros.
restore
U.
it, local resident Peter Kugelin, art student Jacob Hadrava teamed up with the latter, creating this eerie installation to
in
draw
fact,
people in.
what's interesting is because I bought my DS there. The only thing that's keeping my Wii U from having a lot of space right now is because I have a 64 gigabyte card. So it has like a little SD card thing, right? That's like this big. You insert it to like this SD card reader card that's like this big, and then you when I got my DS, for some reason it came with like this Dreamcast USB thing to read SD cards, and I ended up here, I'll show it to you because oops. It's a Dream Gear or something. Here we go. I have one of these. Look. It's a little dusty, but it works. I got this with my DSi. I've never used it until like when I got the Wii. And this is like the little SD card thing. No man, I want to burp. Yeah, it looks weird, but it works. Not sure how it affects like dang. My glasses fell. It doesn't affect I don't know how it affects load times and stuff like that.
To the location.
It's supposed to be cool.
Worked. So far, they've been able to repair the roof, and this location continues to get big attention online. Number 2, abandoned remains. Well, you expect to find some creepy stuff in an abandoned funeral home. Abandoned remains are probably not among the usual suspects. Published to YouTube by RNK All Day in March of 2020, the channel writes, "We found ashes inside an abandoned funeral home that was condemned due to the funeral director leaving and hiding bodies. It was located in North Carolina. It was closed down in 2012 after client complaints. The funeral home's former owner was put behind bars for not burying
his high school diploma.
The funeral home's It was closed down in 2012 after client complaints. The funeral home's
what's that? It says Mary Brown. I can't read the rest.
Former owner was put behind bars for not burying the individuals. RNK All Day explores this home and its unnerving history. Amongst the
he adds the scan lines, doesn't he?
Passed on individuals and a squatter's bed made up inside the building.
Oh, yeah,
but of
I
course,
did use
the
the
most
SD
unsettling
card.
thing they encountered was a
64
bag of
gigs.
ashes in a torn cardboard box. According to a timestamp on the box, they were from 1995, meaning they've remained there for over 2 decades.
Ooh.
Let's hope they finally received a proper burial. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds.
Go do that.
We upload a new scary
Please
video every
follow
week.
Chills.
If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at
Dylan is chillin'
and tap that
I
follow
messed that
button
up.
to find out Number one, the haunted door. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, fear can take your breath away. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit, Tyler12798 explains that he took this video while he was 12 at his mom's office. Tyler writes,
Wait, that's an
"There are
office?
rumors that a ghost named Kevin roamed the place. One day I recorded this. We heard deep moaning coming from a window. Let's see what happened next."
You! Can you open the door? Can you open the door? Close it. Open, now open it. Open. Open.
A wooden door kept slamming and swinging of its own accord. According to Tyler, all the windows were closed when this occurred. So
Is
it's
it too hard of a
unlikely to be
challenge?
an issue of airflow. Some in the comments note that they have never captured the other
Well,
side
I
of
am.
the
I'm
door
just
on
chatting
film.
right.
So there might
Hold
have
up. Yeah. Good.
been someone
Bro,
behind
what?
opening and shutting it. Tyler claims there was no
Wait, did I
one.
say something
In
dumb?
the comments, Tyler also writes,
Oh my gosh, dude! When people say what to me, like my memory just disappears like
He
randomly.
returned from the bathroom.
Not randomly, but
A
it just
sticky
does.
note on the door read, "Kevin was here." While many insist that outside airflow caused this, we'd
Yeah,
like
I
to
could be
think
that.
it was the Home Alone ghost playing practical jokes. So do you think this has a rational or paranormal explanation? Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new
No, this is
countdowns
barely the
every
second
Tuesday
video,
and
huh?
Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced,
Here, we gotta pick a good video. No, the moaning. Yeah, no, the moaning. Exactly. I was like, what the heck? Like that's not cool or normal. It's like everything below this one I watched. Videos you watched. Here, let's check his other channel. 11 scary videos that will terrify you. 5 scary videos not to watch at 3 a.m.
I bet these top 5 scary videos are too creepy for you to handle watching at 3 in the morning. Good luck. Number 5. A popular YouTuber named Shark is brought to this allegedly haunted location.
Oh my gosh, dude. Life of Shark. That, you know what? When I was a kid, I really wanted to like name one how do I say it? I wanted one of my kids to be named Shark. I don't know why. I don't know how that came about, but I'm gonna name one of my kids Shark. And I don't want that anymore because that sounds dumb.
After
But
his friend had a ghost
that's a nice
sighting here the
username.
last time he
Calling
went
yourself Shark.
exploring.
And this is Marco. This is the guy you saw the ghost, right? You actually saw a ghost? You're not even kidding? Just kind of want to come here, see if we see anything paranormal, see if anything's going on. Because right when he told me that, I was like, okay, we need to come.
They are approaching an old historic house when a mysterious figure is caught on camera in the courtyard.
Dude, that's like
No, it's moving. No, it's moving.
It's like, I'm zoomed in all the way.
It's like swaying back.
They argue whether or not the mysterious figure is alive, and then the object moves, so it's presumably a person. If this was a maintenance worker
You
or a
would've
security
happened.
guard, then
That
they
would-
would probably have a flashlight, and they would
Girl,
also
lava
probably
girl.
ask what's going on.
Oh yeah! Yeah. It came from that, huh? I watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Oh my gosh. That's why. Like, oh my gosh, I just remembered that. You're sleepy? Stay up a little longer.
As possible without making
We'll
a
watch
sound.
Ben Drowned
And what happens
next.
is
And then we'll
creepy
watch
beyond all
top
explanation.
15s or whatever his name. No, Nuke's top 10.
No. Wait, yo, she's actually moving.
It's like, I feel like it'd be good if we like
The mysterious
separate
figure
between videos,
seemingly
and then a
disappears on
video,
camera,
then videos.
Although when played in slow motion, it kind of looks like they simply stepped backwards out of the light and into the darkness. Still creepy either way.
Literally right here was. Dude, what? Was that literally just a random girl or something?
How long is it?
It kind of looked. It looked like it had long hair, so I think it may have been a girl.
A ghost girl, to be precise. I don't necessarily see long hair like he claims, but I'll take his word for it. And 1 minute later, they turn around to see the same shadowy figure now standing in the very place where they were at the beginning of this 3 a.m. video.
That could be a crazy
I
person.
think this is probably a paranormal event and most likely a ghost sighting of a little girl like they claim. The ghostly shadow figure doesn't seem much taller than the railing that it's standing beside. And here's a scary moment you probably missed.
You know what? I could stay up
Watch
till like
this
3 a.m.
window. At 4 minutes and 25 seconds,
How
the
about
light
we
is
do that?
on,
Yeah,
And as soon as they
That
see
sounds
the figure,
good.
the light turns off by itself. It could be a timer, but it's a small detail that makes me think this is not planned and is, in fact, a paranormal event. Number 4.
Bendro.
It's 3 a.m. when three
That's like a
friends decide to
vlog
walk
PJ
down this
Pawan.
haunted
Sing.
road. At 3 minutes and 13 seconds, they turn their headlights on and off, which I think they are supposed to do to make something scary happen. Then he begins rolling around like a possessed man.
Who's moving? Oh, the ghost? The ghost from the last part?
There's a lot
Yeah.
to say when he snaps out of his apparent possession, and I would like to understand,
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
words, what he just went through. If you speak the language, please tell me what is being said here, and if you think it's real or fake.
भाई मुझे लग रहा था कोई खींच रहा है भाई कसम से उड़ जा एक काम कर अरे भाई मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा भाई मेरे को कहां लेके गए आप लोग यार
I don't see any tears, but he looks really stressed out. So overall, I'm not sure what to make of this bizarre event. Number 3.
We are going to an abandoned house today. It's near my house. No one's been in for like 4 or 5 years. The place is haunted.
A YouTuber named Chippy Watson is exploring an abandoned house at 3 a.m. to make a video they will forever remember as a paranormal investigation gone wrong. First, they find this little room that gives them the creeps and makes them shut the door because a ghost is near. Or at least that's what it feels like to them.
Whoa.
Okay. Well then, good night.
I bet you didn't notice this.
Have a
At 2
nice
minutes and
sleep
21
too.
seconds, right when he opens the door, a ghost orb or some
We'll
kind
be
of
watching
strange
Ben
light is
drown
caught
then.
on camera, seemingly moving into the small room.
Uh,
That's creepy.
But I know it's like a series. That's the thing. So I'm gonna watch like the creepy part, like the short version.
Alright, let's get up in there.
They don't go exploring much of the attic because the floor is nothing but soft insulation that they don't want to fall through at any time, much less
yeah,
at 3
that would be bad
a.m.
if we
I
fell.
don't see anything haunted or scary caught on camera here, but if you do, let me know. They find some more weird and possibly paranormal evidence in the basement in the form of footsteps in the dust. Someone has been walking around in circles over and over again and kicking holes in this room. Maybe poltergeist
holes?
activity, maybe kids partying in an abandoned house. The group goes exploring upstairs some more and finds the door open. A ghost opened the door, they think. I say it could be a loose doorknob, of which there are plenty to be found in abandoned houses. But then again, they did get scared in this part before and felt like a ghost was near, so it could be paranormal. And that's when the scariest 3 a.m. moment of all happens. His friend tells him to come closer to
You know
catch
what
the
I
scary
wouldn't do?
ghost noises on
Sonic.exe.
camera.
I don't want to watch that. Remember I watched it as a kid? I had like nightmares of like Sonic.exe chasing me in my dreams. But like
Soft knocking
when he
noises
would
are
get
coming
me,
from the other side of the
I'd just be
door.
like, you
It's
can't
not
do
them
anything to
either.
me.
This
Like
spooky
I'd be
building
scared in
doesn't
the
touch
dream, right?
wall. Watch.
But like I would always end up like winning somehow. No. Hold up, I can barely hear that. Let me up my volume. Cause I do have it at 15.
More knocks happen while he...
see?
And when two
I hear
knocks
his
happen, he's standing even farther away. So it's
not the
him.
knocks though.
Did you just knock?
Oh, now I hear him. Yeah, they're like slashes. They're like, nah.
Who
They'd
knows
be
what
closer
they
to
would have
that.
seen if they looked inside the room for a final time. Number 2. A YouTube channel called Proper Life dares to take a 24-hour challenge in one of the scariest and most haunted hotels in the USA. Built in 1910, the Stockyards Hotel was the first bed and breakfast business in Fort Worth, Texas. Since then, a number of full-body apparitions from different time periods still haunt the old building. Paranormal sightings that the Proper Life crew hopes to witness for themselves. At 3 a.m., the ghost hunters go exploring the creepy hotel for any late-night signs of being haunted. Ryan soon discovers some handwritten notes left behind by different groups of paranormal
it died.
investigators, and he reads their words out loud. His recountment seems to inspire some
Well,
fresh
it's alive.
poltergeist activity that's caught on camera.
And heard a strange noise in the middle of the room.
What?
What? Look at the mirror.
A mirror on the wall begins to move on its own. Objects are not
Okay,
moving in
that's
the next
odd.
room over. A room with a fan on full speed, mind you, and yet this much heavier object is moving by itself, which seems paranormal to them, and I guess to me too for that matter.
Yeah.
And when they go exploring the haunted room to further investigate, they discover that the fan, the only thing that could be moving the mirror, is turned off, and then his camera is caught going really out of focus on Zach, like a ghost is near. This keeps happening even though the lighting is fine, and it goes on long enough to be considered
kinda
paranormal
weird.
evidence.
It's not focusing on you. It's like a flashing. It is not focusing on you.
You know, that's how I imagine you'd feel or like see if like, you know, you were gonna faint or something like that. Cause like pretty much, that's pretty much how I see from far. But from up close, I have like such good vision. But from far, I can like barely notice like the words and stuff like that. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that I'm blind.
It is not focusing on you at all.
We good?
No.
It's weird how their camera only does this around Zach. Ever since he went into the same room where an object was caught moving by itself, maybe a spirit has attached itself to him. Meanwhile, more objects continue to move on their own at 3 a.m. when the group splits up to cover more ground.
This room's really creepy. Like, do you get the chill in here? Like, you feel that? Look at that hat on the wall. Like, did you hear that? Yeah. Is that not you? Ooh, that's creeping. Oh, it's still creeping. Oh, go.
And when they reconvene to share their findings, more paranormal evidence is caught on tape.
She's like, been down her face.
What was that?
Did you guys make a move?
The entire Proper Life crew is gathered in the same room in close proximity here, so there's no way those scary noises should be coming from another room, unless you're willing to admit the Stockyards Hotel is beyond creepy and definitely haunted.
Maybe it could be like the people
One
that
day I'm
own
in
it
my
doing
bed
all that.
asleep,
I don't think it'd
this
be like.
old lady comes out of my closet. She's all like, she's like down her face.
Is that like a dream he had?
What was that? Did you guys make a move?
I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like
Do his
this
challenge.
video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out.
You know, I'm not following his
Number
Instagram,
1,
but I
a
should.
paranormal YouTube channel called Explore With Us goes ghost hunting after their subscribers told them to go back and investigate more at 3 a.m. The first time they saw mysterious lights, but this time they catch even more bizarre things on video. In the 1970s, a woman named Nan Dixon mysteriously disappeared somewhere around this unassuming Nevada countryside. It isn't long until they see what could be headlights, and the locals are not friendly, so it's time to get out quick. The strange lights mysteriously disappear soon enough, however, so maybe it really was just a passing car. As he drives up to one of the abandoned houses that the ghost of Nan Dixon is thought to haunt, he thinks they see a solid black ghost orb at 8 minutes, which would be beyond creepy to see, except I'm pretty sure it's just a smudge on their car windshield. With that said, I'm not sure what this strange 3 a.m. sighting could be, except for a phantom face slowly slinking away in the dark room. The battery to some of their camera equipment goes out after this strange sighting, and 2 mysterious lights are caught on tape as well, almost like spaced apart eyes under the shelf. Soon their paranormal equipment begins to flash with supernatural energy, and the mysterious lights return stronger than ever before. They see another strange mysterious flash of light that cannot be explained, and even when they go exploring a different abandoned house that's driving distance away.
You know what I think it could be? Like the Earth's just natural electromagnetic field interfering with like the cameras and all that. Cause like that's one possibility, but like it's like, how do I say it? It's like vague though. It had to be like more specific. That's what I think.
Strange paranormal lights seem to follow. Brace yourself. These 12 videos are
Well,
so
that's
scary,
it. Now
they
Ben
might just
drowned.
leave you
I do
speechless
know
with your
it's
jaw
fake and all that,
dropped.
and that the guy did it with doing a lot of glitches and stuff. But let's see. 7 years ago or 3 years ago. This guy seems like he's gonna get to the point. This guy seems like he's just gonna like, I don't know, add, how do I say it? Like sensationalism. Oh, but it's Mr. Creepypasta. Let's do that. Spectacular.
Okay, I need your help with this. It's going to be a long story, but I feel that my safety or well-being is very well dependent. This is video game related, specifically Majora's Mask.
What?
This is the
Here,
creepiest
hold up.
shit.
Before, cause I actually haven't watched the actual stuff, like the videos, you mean? YouTube series. What the heck? Sexuality. Well. Is this it? Well, I think the creepy. Well, I think he's just gonna explain that. Well, let's just listen out.
Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room, starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64 to play. I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a rather shoddy copy of Super Smash Bros. And while beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up the CPUs. That weekend, I decided to drive around the neighborhood about 20 minutes or so off.
I need like a headset.
Hoping to score on some good deals from ignorant parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood. One last house caught my attention.
Well, he bought the copy, right? That's where he bought it.
I still have no idea why it did. There was no cars there. Only one table was set up with random junk on it, but something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and I was greeted by an old man. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd. If you asked me to tell you why I thought he was displeasing, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I could tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there were other people in shouting distance, I would not have thought about approaching this man. He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for, and immediately I noticed that he must have been blind in one of his eyes. His right eye had that glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look into his left eye instead, trying not to offend, and I asked if he had any old video games. I was already wondering how I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he would tell me that he had no idea what a video game was, but to my surprise, he said he had a few in an old box. He assured me that he would be back in a jiffy and turned to head back into the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but notice what he was selling on his table. Littered across his table were rather peculiar paintings, various artworks that looked like ink blots that psychiatrists might show you. Curious, I looked through them. It was obvious why no one was visiting this guy's garage sale. There weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing items here. As I came to the last one, for some reason, it looked almost like Majora's Mask. Same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding outward. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find the game at these garage sales, some Freudian bullshit was projecting itself into the ink blots. But given the events that happened afterward, I'm not so sure. I should have asked the man about it. I wish I would have asked the man about it. I stared at the Majora-shaped block. I looked up and the old man was suddenly there again, arms length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit that I jumped out of reflex. I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 card. There was a standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora's Mask on it in permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was.
Okay, that's
and asked him how much he wanted.
Well, just listen to this.
The old man smiled at me and told me I could have it for free. That it used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. There's something weird about how the man phrased that, but I didn't really pay any attention to it then. I was caught up in not only finding the game, but getting it for free. I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical since it looked like a pretty shoddy cartridge and there was no guarantee that it would work. But then the optimist inside me interjected that maybe it was some kind of beta version or pirated version of the game, and that was all I needed to get back on Cloud 9. I thanked the man, and the man smiled at me and wished me well, saying, "Goodbye then." At least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that the man had said something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine, and there was one save file, simply Ben. Goodbye, Ben. I was saying, goodbye, Ben. I felt bad for the man, obviously a grandparent and obviously going senile, and I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson, Ben.
Yeah, okay.
Out of curiosity, I
I
looked
remember when I first heard this, right? Goodbye, Ben. And oh my gosh, I just remember I stopped it right there and I was like, what the heck? This is so dumb.
the save file, eyeballing it. I could tell that he was pretty far in the game. He had almost all the masks, 3/4 of the remains of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3, and by the stone tower temple with hardly an hour left before the moon would crash. I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game, but he never finished it. I made a new file named Link out of tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood. For such a shady-looking game cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran, literally like a retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there. The textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. Honestly, however, the only thing that was a little unnerving was that at times the NPCs would call me Link, and at other times they would call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming causing our files to get mixed up or something. It did kind of creep me out though after a while. And it was around after I had beaten the waterfall temple that I regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I had intended to preserve the file just out of respect for the game's original owner, but it's not like I needed 2 files anyway.
Yeah.
Hoping that would solve the problem. It did, and it didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. Where my name should be in the dialogue, there was just a blank space. My save file name was still called Link, though. Frustrated, and with homework to do, I put the game down for a day. I started playing the game again last night, getting the lens of truth and working my way through completing the Snowhead Temple. Now, some of you more hardcore Majora's Mask players know about the 4th day glitch. For those who don't, you can Google it, but the gist of it is that right as the clock is about to hit 000000 on the final day, you talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears and you essentially have another day to finish whatever you're doing. Deciding to do the glitch to try and finish the Snowhead Temple, I happened to get it right on the first try, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared. However, when I pressed B to escape the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in the Majora's boss fight at the end of the game. The trippy boxed-in arena, staring at Skull Kid hovering above me. There was no sound, just him floating in the air, and the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately, my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appears here. I tried moving around the area, and no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though, and this kept up for around 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's not normal.
I was beginning to doubt that very much. I was about to reach for the reset button when text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get the room key from Anju with the stockpot in. But why was he playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if there was some kind of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. I realized how stupid I was. To even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen, and again, like the first one, it was another pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple boss. Yes, no.
Yes, no. I mean, that's not how the game goes, is it?
How the game would
remember.
react. When I realized that I couldn't select no, taking a deep breath,
Ooh.
I pressed yes, and the screen faded to white, with the words, Dawn of a New Day, with the subtext, 111111. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I had ever experienced. The only way I could describe the way I felt is having this feeling of inexplicable depression and profound sorrow. I'm normally not a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even know existed. It was such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me. I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clock Tower. I walked out of the clock tower as you normally do when you first start day 1, only to find that all the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the
Ooh,
fourth
yeah.
day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower. This time, they were all gone. What replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something out there, in the same area as me, that was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow, but at this point, I wasn't even considered my avatar. I felt that I personally was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the song of healing, ripped straight from the game itself, but played in reverse. The music got louder, building up, so as if you should expect something to pop out at you, but never ever did. The constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then I would hear the faint laugh of the happy masked salesman in the background, just quiet enough so that I wasn't sure if I was hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones of Clocktown only to find nothing. Nope. Textures were missing. West Clocktown had me walking on air. The entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken, as the reverse song of healing repeated for what must have been 50 times. I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I had never felt so alone in a video game before. As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of the out-of-place texture and the atmosphere and the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted, but I was literally on the verge of tears. And I had no idea why. I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here, and this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black, and I would just zone into another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina. I tried to escape, and I did not want to be here, but every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would only say, the notes echo far, but nothing happened. By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want me to leave. But I had no idea why it was keeping me.
Sounds like a metaphor for like depression or his depression.
Be too vulnerable there. Whatever I was terrified of.
It's nice writing though.
I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself at the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place.
I forgot
As I zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the happy mask salesman smiling at me. Not Link, me. With Skull Kid's scream playing in the background, and when the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue and playing the song of Elegy of Emptiness. I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and ran out and back into South Clocktown, and to my horror, the fucking statue followed me. In the only way that I compare this is the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me.
Just looking back,
like
just like moving here and then like.
I don't even want to fucking say it.
Like over here and then like.
By this point, I was on the verge of
scary.
hysterics, but not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped up in it. The terror felt all so real. I tried to shake the statue, but it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to begin to make weird animations I'd never seen him do before. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly, and the screen would cut to the happy mask salesman, smiling again for a brief moment before I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into the swordsman's dojo and ran to the back. I don't know why, but my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried attacking the statue with my sword, but to no avail. Confused, I backed into a corner. I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy mask salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo, terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and reverse song of healing queued up again as I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again. This time aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurried, made my way out of the tunnel, and appeared in the southern Clocktown.
Yeah, that's what I mean by sensationalism.
Suddenly, a redead screamed and screen faded to a black
maybe not
dawn of a new
sensationalism,
day,
but it's just
and
exaggerated, right?
appeared again. The screen faded in and I was standing on top of the clock tower with Skull Kid hovering over me again, silent. I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head, but the Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. A new song was playing, the Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a few shots at the Skull Kid. And it actually hit him, and he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text block appeared saying, "That won't do you any good." I was picked up off the ground and levitated.
I like his
off
voice
the woods
acting.
on my
It's
back,
really good.
and
Kind of on point.
screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing me. I jumped in this.
I haven't really played this game though. I've seen Chugga Connery
used
play
by
it.
anyone in the game, and Skull Kid
I really
himself
wanted to get the
got me
3DS version though.
As the death
But I heard
screen
it's
played,
worse.
my lifeless body stood burning. The Skull Kid laughed, and the screen faded to black, only to have me reappear
Break
in the
past his
same
laugh.
place.
It's not. That's
I decided to charge him,
salesman,
but the same
right?
thing happened. Link's body was lifted off the
Huh.
ground by some unknown force, and he immediately burst into flames again, killing him. This time, during the death scene, the faint sound of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed that there was no music playing this time. That all there was eerie silence. I remembered that in the original encounter with the Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the giants, and I attempted to play the Song of Time. Before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again horrifically exploded into flames and he died.
Oof.
As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. And while the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time, Link was lying on the ground dead in a position I'd never seen in the game before. His head tilted toward the camera, and his Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move. I couldn't press any buttons. All I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before kicking you out to the title screen. Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced by Your Turn. Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 masks, and no items. I selected Your Turn, and immediately when I did, I was returned to the clock tower rooftop scene with my Link dead and Skull Kid hovering over, and Skull Kid's laugh looping again and again. I quickly hit the reset button, and when the game booted up again, there was one more save file added, below Your Turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file is right back where it was before I deleted it, at the Stone Tower Temple with the moon almost crashing. I turned off the game at that point. I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up, even for me. I haven't played it at all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse song of healing music in my head and just remembered the sense of dread I felt exploring Clock Tower. I drove back to the old man's house today to ask him some questions with a buddy of mine. No way I was
You
going
played
there
this
alone.
live, right?
Only to find that there was a for sale sign in the front yard. And when I rang the doorbell, no one was home. So now I'm back here writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what happened.
Oh yeah.
Sorry if some of this has grammatical errors and whatnot. I'm not sleeping quite so well. I'm terrified of this game, even more so now that I relived it a second time writing it all down. But I feel like there's still more to it that meets the eye, and that there's something calling to me to investigate this further. I think Ben is something in this equation, but I don't know what. And if I could get a hold of the old man, then I would be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling the game again. It's already taken a toll on my sanity. I feel like the next time I do this, I'm going to be recording footage all the way through. The idea to record only came to me towards the end, so you see the last few minutes of what I saw, including the Skull Kid and the Elegy statue, but I'll post it on YouTube. I'm going to stay in this thread for a while longer, just before I fall asleep to answer any questions while you guys may have any. hopefully listen to your ideas or theories to help me shed some light onto this. Things I should try to do. I think I'm gonna play Ben's file tomorrow to see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit. This is a little fucked up. Maybe this Ben guy is just a really good hacker or programmer. I don't want to think about the alternatives if he isn't. I'm gonna post what happened and a link to the footage here. But last night, everything got too real for me. I think I'm done messing around with this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread. But last night, that Elegy of Emptiness statue, I had a dream about it. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream. That I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hair stand up on end. I would turn around and that thing, the horrible, lifeless statue would be staring with those empty eyes right at me, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben, and never before had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly, but the important thing is I did get some sleep, I suppose. Today, putting off playing the game as long as I could, I drove back up that neighborhood to see if the old man came back, and as expected, the car was still gone and no one was home. As I walked back to my car, the man next door, mowing the grass, killed the power to his lawnmower and asked if I was looking for someone. I told him that I was looking to talk to an old man that lived there, to which he told me what I already know. He was moving. Trying a different avenue, I asked if the old man had any family or relatives that I could talk to. I discovered that this old man had never been married, nor did he have any children or grandchildren through adoption. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question, one I should have asked in the beginning. Who's Ben? The man's expression turned grim, and I learned that 4 doors down, around 8 years ago, on April 23rd, the man informed me that it was the same day as his anniversary. That's how he knew the specific date. There was an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood. Shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man to get more information, he wouldn't divulge any. I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the masks flew by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound. It was something much more higher pitched. I pressed start, bracing for the worst, but just like 2 nights ago, the files Your Turn and Ben were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seemed to fluctuate between displaying the owl save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as they originally were 2 days ago. It seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time. Summoning my courage, I selected it. Immediately, I was thrust into complete chaos. Sure enough, I was outside of Stone Tower Temple, but that's about all that was expected.
Yeah.
The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather Stone. And immediately, a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Link's body was distorted. His back was cocked violently to the side where his posture was permanently disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look, as if he was dead. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly, back and forth. I examined what had become of my avatar and noticed that I had a C button item I'd never seen before, some kind of note, but pressing it to nothing. Sounds played back and forth I didn't recognize from the game, almost demonic in nature, and there was some kind of high-pitched yip, some kind of laugh or something playing in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment before another one of those fucking Elegy of Emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into the dawn of a new day screen. Except this time it was without the 111 subtext. I was a Deku Scrub in Clocktown. This scene would normally play after the first time you traveled back in time. Thought would say, what just happened? It was as if everything has... But instead of saying, started over, she finished her remark in a broken text as the laugh of the happy mask salesman played in the background. I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle, I was looking from behind the door to the clock tower. watching my avatar run around as a deputy scrub, seeing as how I really had no place to go because I see anything, I begrudgingly went inside the door. There, I was greeted by the happy mask salesman, who simply told me, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before the screen whited out. I was in Termina Field as a human again. I might as well not have been playing the game anymore. I was being warped around, and there was no sign of a day clock or anything. I took a moment to get my bearings as I looked around the field, and immediately I could tell that this was not normal. There was no enemies, and a twisted version of the Happy Mask Salesman theme was playing. I decided to run towards Woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures off to the side, one of them being Epona. As I approached them, to my horror, I saw the Happy Mask Salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Illusion of Emptiness statue just standing there. I figured maybe they were bugged out, but now I told myself that I should know better.
Yeah, I'll be honest, this is real sleeper, so let's watch this thing.
If the best way to get a great start in life is
It's this, right?
let's get our kids the LA public schools they deserve.
That statue's uncanny. Yeah, he spliced all this, huh? No, I mean, he made it play and all that. Yeah, nah, this should have been a really cool, like, horror game. Interesting. Ooh, yeah. This is some dark stuff. Oof. Now, this is basically what he took like 30 minutes to explain. You have met with a terrible fate. How would you? BTW. Oh, wait, what? What was that? Majora's Mask. Your turn. At least the music's soothing here, you know what I mean? Mask 0 out of 0. Or slash out of 0. Ooh, this one's closer. That jump scare right here, right? Oh, the legs. Look at how contorted. Oops. No. Ooh, yeah. Gedoatiches. I feel wish that I roop to your adventure game spect ame the on it hat you ha venar ked approve your trying to make sense of it, right? Yeah, no. This is cool. I mean, so, like, one thing's like watching this happen, right? Like, and then like another thing is like actually like experiencing this for yourself. So I may be here like not scared, but like trust me, I'm probably gonna be scared if I play this. Look at my little banco. My little whatchamacallit, stool. There we go. Nah, that's scary. What I think would have been a little cooler though to this story is if like the statue had like the same like pose as Link. Ooh, and in fact like freaking 5 minutes left is kind of scary. Well, what happened? Everything has started over. Oh. Oh, what a terrible fate, haven't you? Ooh. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, they're just talking, you know? Pona right there. That's cool. Ooh, yeah, that's creepy. So he goes like, this is nice editing for like 2010. Holy hell. I'm pretty sure there were like good programs back then, but like, pretty sure he didn't, or the person that made this, right, didn't do that. Okay, that was cheap. Ooh, what's wrong with the bottom of the screen? The rupees are black. Or blue, or yeah, like a dark blue. That's not normal. I see Pona just there. No, that's freaky. Sounds like a sound effect you'd see in like Earthbound or something. So dumb. Oh no, Link got tasered! What the heck? I can't help but think like these are like metaphors, like real big metaphors. Next is drowned. Okay, I thought I said 6.
Knock, knock.
Like
Your Nutrisystem delivery is here with a month of delicious meals, satisfying snacks, plus probiotic shakes to help support your immunity. Delivered right to your door. And bonus, order now and get a week
7
of
more
shakes
minutes?
free. Say hello to Nutrisystem.
Well, 6
Our
minutes?
easy-to-follow program includes all your favorite foods made healthier.
14.
Act now to get your
14 minutes and
meals
like 18 seconds, basically.
Click
It's that.
now and save 50% on a month of meals.
Oh, and then I'm gonna go to the Nuke's top 10s. Mad. Oh boy, this Halloween. Awesome. It's already 12? Oh my gosh. Journey in search of a beloved friend. Ahoy, your name's here? White sweet Hatstopidors. The risen, Abuku, why the sad face? Huh. Started to have a little fun with you. That crashes, right? And it gets summoned somewhere else. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's a scary cutscene in itself. The heck? Sis. Well, Skull Kid, wait for me. I'm still here, tell. Yeah. You. If I wasn't dealing with you, I would have gotten separated. W. Ray with? Or hey with? Hi with? That age just seems Youplay. You shouldn't have done that. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. 5 rupees. What is he gonna do with that? Buy himself a soul? Just kidding. No, but like seriously, oh, this is really well crafted. Shouldn't have done that. An upside down head. Happy Master Shop. You shouldn't have done that.
Watch out!
Ben is getting lonely. This is on top of the moon, huh? It looks really good and beautiful. For like an N64 game. You will be given one last chance. Wait, let me fix the mask. Ah, that's why it feels so weird. Just lopsided. There we go. Come play with us. Oh my gosh, it's just like I'm thinking of Phasmophobia. Give us a sign. No, that shit scared me as a kid. I did watch a bit of it. Like, not that much.
Let's get LA Public Schools data soon. When you vote yes on RR, students get more access.
Like, I heard like the rest of the, well, not the rest of the story, just some of it. Because again, I got like scared. I'm gonna look back like this and I'm gonna be like, why did I like all these videos? Just scary. Jealous. Is this a reenactment? Oh my gosh, hopefully it's not. But like it's 2010, so it can't be a reenactment. Oop, yeah. So you fight the Gyptos, right? I think that's what it is. Well, no. One of the people is a Gypto, and you have to like use a song of healing on them. If I remember. These are undeads or redeads. I don't remember what the name is. They like stun you, and you're supposed to like beat them. Huh. Bolivian Tisefsheven. I tell Happened. You want to bring light. Delbun. I'm just trying to read it right. Tor eter neutralia thebos. But stone to re sunny. I grant to you. You shall remit this. Play it with A. You earn death? Wait, what? Yeah, you said you earn death, right? Or dice le G the elegy of I forget what it's called. I've been told. Oh, I snow. Ooh, that's trippy. Why is he smelling? The father. So the brave soldier from Econ arrests you. What is that? Is that the statue up there? That's shiny? Or is that like a Poe? No, that's the lantern. The whole one is the accessory. That'll be a little secret. Oh my god. What room is this? It's just nice how they like made the effects. Oh, it's the Stone Tower, isn't it? Or whatever the fuck this is. Link mat.
I always love to swim, Jennifer.
I missed it. You do it again?
Oh.
Lexi, rewind 10 seconds.
Country resets. Ooh, I'm glad you did that. It keeps on linking to that predecessor. The WMV. Well, whatever. That was enjoyable. So let's watch some Nuke's top 10s. Or 5. Let's just make fuck. Fully he did top 10s, damn. Which one was the last one I remember? It's really 4 months? No, it wasn't it. Yeah, no, this is the Bristol one. To trigger real phasmophobia. Well then, scary ghost is all over the place. So scary. Karen called the manager. Why are these clickbait titles so bad? This is 28 minutes long. Is there something I should watch before I commit to 28 minutes? Okay, fine. Yeah, man, I really am gonna be up until like 3 a.m. Okay. Bring you to tears? Nah. I feel like that one's gonna be scary. You're screaming for your mama? What the heck? feel like this is gonna be funny.
Choose your best champions and put them to
Oh, but if it has music.
fight alongside.
Well, if I shit. No TikTok. Yeah, no TikTok. You can't watch this shit. Okay, fine, let's watch this. If it starts blurting music, I'm not gonna do it.
How 5 ghosts caught on camera. Meanwhile, on TikTok. TikTok user Alicia Nguyen is alone in her bathroom to record a TikTok video when she captures something truly terrifying. While Alicia switches back and forth from a reflection to herself, what looks to be the figure of a child appears behind
That
her.
does not look like a child. That looks like an old man.
And then,
or like
just as
some like
quickly, disappears.
like adult
Alicia
or
has
something.
no idea who or what the mysterious figure could have been.
Child.
So is it a ghost? Or is it all just an elaborate
Like a
hoax?
man in a freaking what do you call them? I forget, the muscle shirt, yeah.
TikTok user Bailey is the operations manager of an old theater
What
that
the
dates
heck?
all the way back to the early 1900s. Bailey claims that the theater is extremely haunted, with strange sightings and unexplained voices occurring on a daily basis. Now, for security reasons, Bailey decided not to share the name of the theater on TikTok. But after some digging, I was able to find the name and the location of the theater. However, I will respect Bailey's wishes and I won't share it here. But I do think it's worth noting that the theater has a very haunted past. People believe the theater's founder, who passed away 60 years ago, haunts the Playhouse to this day, still looking after his theater. One night when Bailey is alone in the Playhouse, he captures something horrifying.
Alright guys,
I
so
actually
I work at this
peed myself.
old theater and been hearing a noise. It's a really beautiful theater, as you can see, if you can see it at all. But I keep hearing a noise in here and there's not supposed to be anybody here, so just double checking, but I wanted to film it just in case. There's the ghost light. It's a light we keep on for ghosts, for people who still remain here and whatnot. And what the what is that? Hold on, let me get a better look.
Ooh.
The creepy figure of a man wearing a suit can be seen in the theater's old private balcony. Bailey says he's the only one who has access to the area where the apparition can be seen, so no one could have been up there. So could this be the ghost of the theater's founder still wandering around and keeping an eye on the place? Let me know what you think. In this next video, TikTok user Saleya Ileana is hanging out in the attic with her friend.
Making the theater like haunted or saying it's haunted, and you know, making some video footage is a good way to boost
Something
tourism to that
absolutely
place.
terrifies them.
Stop! No, I know you. No, oh my god!
Why is she like everything like TikTok?
Why is she answering? She's in there. I'm gonna be so mad. She's not in there. I can't. It's so scary. It's like a horror movie. It's probably your mom. She was just messing with us for a long amount of time. It scared the shit out of me. Let's throw something at it. What? wasn't knocking. It was completely closed. Like I shut it. Like it closes with the lock. Slay. I'm shaking.
Soleil
She's
is
so
trying to
weird.
call her mom on her phone while simultaneously screaming out for her as a door in the attic seems to open on its own. Soleil and her friend are terrified and have no idea what could be opening the attic door. She posted her creepy encounter on TikTok and the video went viral. Then, 4 days later, she's in the attic again, this time all alone.
So I told my mama about the demon that went booga booga, and then I got really scared, so she told me I'm not allowed to go to the attic because she's scared. She got freaked out. And so I went to go take a shower. I got out of the shower. She's sleeping, so now it's time to go to the attic.
Are you working towards creating a safe and healthy work environment for your employees? Try Fresh Service Service Management Solution. With Fresh Service's Return to Work solution, prepare to welcome your employees to a safe workplace. Fresh Service enables you to understand your employees' readiness to return, to ensure the safe induction of employees with screening processes, and to protect employees within workspaces by providing...
Oh, dang, I was bringing this to the commercial. Holy hell.
Oh my god.
So it turns out there's a fucking raccoon in my attic. My mom got it out.
So, the terrifying demonic creature from hell, after all, was a raccoon. Soleia's TikTok viewers have mixed reactions to this comical explanation. Because sure, a raccoon can tip over a box, but can a raccoon swing open an attic door the way it did in her first video? Many viewers believe that it still could have been something paranormal. But what do you think? Can a raccoon do this? A dangerous obsession. Russian YouTuber Dennis from the YouTube channel Dark Ghost received a strange message from a woman who had seen several of his videos. She explains that her son was very much into the paranormal. He had a large collection of ghostly pictures and paintings and was obsessed with trying to understand the afterlife. After his grandmother passed away, he saw the perfect opportunity to establish contact with her at her home. He left his mother's house with the intention of staying at his deceased grandmother's place for a few days. A week later, his mother got an alarming phone call from her son. In great distress, he explained that objects in the house were moving on their own, and he could hear the angry, threatening voices of both of his deceased grandparents. Before his mother had time to make sense of his call, the line went dead. Soon after, her son's lifeless body was found on the street outside his grandmother's home. He had passed away from a heart attack. The woman is now absolutely devastated and is trying to find an explanation for her son's untimely passing. Dennis travels to the grandmother's home to investigate. During the day, he sets up cameras in the home to record while he's preparing for his nighttime investigation. While he's away, the cameras capture something very disturbing.
Ooh, that's really nice. It's like an earthquake almost.
A strange shadow figure crosses the room, and soon after, the whole house begins to shake violently. Even more compelling, if you look closely, this is not simply a camera trick.
Yeah.
Objects throughout the entire room can actually be seen vibrating. When Dennis returns to start his nighttime investigation, he has no idea what his cameras have captured. As he's about to turn his cameras back on to record, this happens.
Так, ладно, пойду устанавливать камеры. Сейчас включу эту. Вот, то ли за этой стенкой грохот, либо комод.
Underneath the hood, it's starting to get cold. I'm gonna close the windows in a bit. After this video, though. Interesting. This is very
Либо
interesting.
шкаф, все грохочет, либо комод.
Wow, sounds like a dog. Or like a whimper. But like it was probably like the drawer or something.
Походу здесь сейчас камеры не буду устанавливать. Сейчас просто попробую на вспышку.
After Dennis hears a loud bang and watches as the cabinet door moves on its own, he decides to take his investigation a step further by turning off all the lights, leaving only one dim red light to illuminate his video. He goes through some cabinets and drawers and finds some creepy pictures that were most likely left behind by the woman's deceased son. The son is said to have collected strange and allegedly paranormal photos from the internet. As Dennis is looking through the photos, things take a terrifying turn.
Define your look. Go beyond limit.
What's happening? Like, can't see anything.
A loud bang startles Dennis, and now frozen with fear, he stares into the darkness at what sounds like heavy footsteps seeming to come closer and closer. Now very creeped out, he decides to simply put the photos back into the drawer and end his investigation. So could the terrifying activity in the house be the spirits of the woman's son and his grandparents? Or is it something more?
Ooh, my battery's about to die.
Sinister? Let me know what you think in the comments. To watch Dennis's full investigation, you can check out his
You know
YouTube
what?
channel.
I don't have a charger
Dark
for this
Ghost.
phone.
If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com.
Well, I mean, I don't need it anymore because I'm like on the computer, right?
Mason Kratz of Redcliffe, Australia recently renovated an old 1930s warehouse that had been sitting empty for over 25 years. Mason converted the old warehouse into an art studio / bar called Arts and Drafts.
Too bad I can't
Basically,
see.
customers can paint a picture and have a cold one at the same time. Mason says that since he began renovations on the 1930s warehouse, he has seen and heard many odd things around the old building. But being a skeptic, he has always just dismissed the strange occurrences. That is until late one night around 2 a.m. The Arts and Drafts studio is closed for the night. Mason is working late, all alone in the building, when he experiences something downright terrifying.
So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been working in the studio, and the last couple of nights I've been hearing really creepy sounds. I've been hearing footsteps and
oh no,
and like seeing things out of the corner of my eye. Now this is a really big old building, and so that's got me a little bit
it's about to
freaked
be
out.
1
But
a.m.
the top of it was just a few minutes ago. I was going to the bathroom, and I was standing in the stall, and I swear someone grabbed the back of my shoulder while I was standing there, and I freaked out. So if If something happens, I want to have it on video.
Stealing his nerves, Mason heads back upstairs to check out the area where he had his chilling encounter, filming as he goes.
So this is where I was. I'm standing right there.
Uh-huh. Why did they kick the... This is like a public place, dude. Don't kick shit. Like, what the heck? Unless it's like abandoned, then I guess it makes sense. But given that, it could be reused, so like, damaging property is not cool.
Hello?
Huh.
All right, I think I'm done. I think I've had about enough for today.
Did you see it? Mason doesn't notice, but right before he ends the video, a face with glowing eyes can be seen at the end of the hallway.
Oh.
And it seems to be staring directly at him. What makes the footage even creepier is the fact that the face appears 10 to 15 feet above a staircase. No one or nothing could have been standing up there.
And you can see how
Well,
far
like, I'm so
it
thankful
is.
my sister made this, like...
I think it was looking around.
What is it called?
this
Frame?
edge.
It's so nice.
And
That's, it has pig night. It has a little
there's
Pokemon in the
nothing to
corner.
stand
It has a keys
Mason Kratz has never
on top
caught
of
anything paranormal on camera.
It has pumpkins
and is
right
not
here.
even
So
a
nice.
believer in the
And then a spider
supernatural.
web.
But
Thank
this
you, sister.
experience just might have changed his mind.
Think you know how this is gonna go? Think again.
I'm not sure for how much longer I can last though.
That helps you tighten, strengthen,
I want 6 hours?
one workout. The mother of all bikes is at both
Then an hour? Let's see. Well, no, it's not been an hour, has it? No, it's been like longer, right? Like, yeah, an hour and a half. It's like 6 hours and like 3 minutes. Yeah, 7 hours, wow. I know I said earlier this year that I wouldn't want to do like 9 hours, but I can see why it gets addicting. Being on Twitch and all that. Why am I letting the ad just play? I think it's just like... I don't know. I like how nice the ad looks. But like, how do I say it? I'm not gonna buy the product.
The Night Visitor. At the Masonic Cemetery in Las Cruces, New Mexico, grieving families began to notice something very disturbing. Decorations and toys that were placed at the graves of their loved ones started to go missing. One of the families
Ooh, I
decided
just
to set up a hidden
noticed.
trail camera in a tree
Ooh, that may
to
be
capture
bad.
pictures of whoever was stealing the grave decorations. Instead, they caught something truly bizarre. When they checked the trail camera, they found strange, unexplainable images of a small girl wandering around the cemetery in the middle of the night. Worried that the girl might be lost, they
Hello? Okay, wait. So,
showed the pictures to the cemetery staff.
yeah,
The workers were
no.
shocked
It's
to their
because it's
core.
desktop audio. It's also
They
picking
said
up
they
the audio
knew
output.
who the small girl was, and then led the
So-
family to the nearby grave of little Fabiola Gonzalez. The next day, they showed the
Hopefully
pictures
everything
to the young
goes
girl's
fine
mother,
now.
Sandra Gonzalez. The grieving mother burst into tears. Sandra says that she
Yeah, everything's fine.
immediately recognized her deceased young
Aw.
daughter, Fabiola. She said that she had no doubt that it was her daughter. Even in the grainy photo, she said she could still instantly recognize her little girl, from her hair to her clothes and even her shoes. Sandra Gonzalez shared the photos on her Facebook page to raise awareness about her daughter's tragic passing. And I highly recommend that you read more about Fabiola's very sad story over on Sandra Gonzalez's Facebook page, Obey Sandrizi. The Hospital of Shadows. Over on the popular Mexican YouTube Urbex channel Terror al Extremo, Luis Manuel Mote and his crew explored the abandoned Gonzalo Castaneda Hospital in Mexico City, Mexico. The hospital has been abandoned for 9 years after it was announced that the whole building could possibly collapse at any time.
Ooh,
the
yeah,
property
no, that's
has
scary.
been left in a state of decay. Curious explorers who dare to enter the building say that they have heard strange and unexplained sounds, and some claim to have seen the terrifying apparition of a young girl wandering the halls. As the Terror al Extremo team explores the creepy abandoned hospital,
Terror al
it
Extremo.
seems like they might not be alone.
Chingados. No, no, I'm just kidding.
¿Qué fue, güey? Mira, yo soy hermano.
Reclipped.
¿Sí estás viendo eso, yo?
It's a lot.
Sí, 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 aquí se alcanza a ver bien la mano. Como una especie de dedos.
As the Terror al Extremo team climbs a dangerous staircase, a heavy door falls over on its own.
Oh,
Even
okay.
creepier, the door appears to be covered in bizarre small handprints. It's almost as if someone or something tried to shove the door over onto the team as they were walking there only moments earlier.
Yeah.
Throughout their investigation, they keep hearing strange, unexplained sounds, but they are unable to identify the source. Then they hear something again and go to check it out. And they see something.
Ah, ¿sí lo viste? No inventes, güey.
¿Qué pasó?
Era algo así como... Traspasó el muro, güey.
No
Lewis and his
manches,
team claim
güey.
that they see some dark shape actually walk right through a brick wall, but they're too late to capture it on camera.
Oof.
However, at the exact moment they see the figure, a strange moan can be heard very close to the camera.
Planned Parenthood.
Ah, ¿sí lo viste?
Now, the team investigates the entire building, but they don't seem to be able to capture very much on camera. At least, that's what they thought. When they upload the video to
Can I
YouTube,
get
viewers
this
of the
ad
Terror
out of
al
here?
Extremo channel spot some very creepy moments that the ghost hunters missed. In this scene, Lewis and
Yeah.
cameraman Yanni are discussing the garbage and litter strewn around the room.
It's 4K?
But then,
Dang, I can
this
actually
happens.
flex. Because like, see, this is what I mean. It's gonna cover everything.
Como que de atrás.
So is this like his watermark?
Como que
That's
este
cool.
lado ocupa más.
Ghost in Trinity Nuke's top 5, by the way.
No sé, ¿no? Como casa, refugio de varios...
If like
Did
you're
you
watching,
see it?
right? I mean,
As the camera
pretty
pans
good.
towards Lewis, a bizarre shadow figure can be seen walking by the doorway right behind him. Both Lewis and cameraman Mitchell don't notice the figure as it walks past them not once, but twice.
Yeah, that's like
It gets
somebody
even
there.
creepier. When they reach the rooftop of the abandoned hospital, they find what appears to be a broken down small storage area. Heavy pieces of air conditioning equipment block the entrance, making it impossible for them to go inside. So instead, they quickly film the inside of the storage space before leaving to go back downstairs. What their camera captures is downright chilling.
Está muy chiquito el lugar, ¿no? Sí, está. Bueno, como podemos ver ahí.
Oh, there's something
Son
back
como
there.
nada más como turbinas, ¿no, güey? Así de los que...
I mean, you'd be able to see that though. Wouldn't you? Dude, come on. Come on. No manches. Like, seriously, you would be able to see that.
Bueno, pues aquí no hay nada. Es puro de aire acondicionado o turbinas, algo así, no sé qué sea. Pero bueno, ¿cuánto vas a caer, mi John? No, no, no.
That's my hair. Like, can you see it? Oh my gosh. Like
A shadowy,
Bowser or
mysterious
something.
figure
I'm just
seems to
kidding.
be staring at them from the darkness, but they don't see it.
Yeah, I'll take
They
it.
simply decide to end their exploration and head back downstairs. But what do you think this could be? Is something haunting the creepy hospital? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? As always, you decide.
Yeah. Is this the last one? Saw it? You saw it? Not in my hair. That's the color of the mask. The yellow screen behind me is yellow, but the mask is green. It still does the freaking green screen effect thing. Is that really
The
it?
system has made my life so much easier during this time. By knowing that I have.
You can watch the full video over on the YouTube channel, Terror Alextremo. Thanks for
Alextremo.
watching. Follow me on Twitter where I post channel updates, extra
Es
videos,
Alextremo Primo.
and
I'm just
sometimes I
kidding.
just kind of ramble on there. But either way, thank you, and I'll see you next week.
It's fine. Alextremo. ¿Quieres un premio? Premio. Bro. So, I don't know which one's next. They're all pretty long. If they're gonna be like that. Oh, I know who. Yeah, he does shit. I have my other YouTube account, but like I don't want to like reveal it. Just like, this is like personal, right? I'm subscribed to like everybody here. He does a lot of documentary crap. Ooh, what was that? Well, I thought I was gonna close the window. Hold on. Wow, he always does that one. The 3 weeks ago one with the freaking dog. Is she still like that? Yeah. Okay. What up? Yeah, el Día de los Muertos is it's today, right? Yeah. Yeah. It was like November 2nd for some reason. It's well then. Feliz Día de los Muertos. My family doesn't really celebrate it, but like, yeah. 114? It's just like none of these capture my attention. They really don't. They all seem dull. Like, listen to a scary story. Oh, this was 4 hours long. I don't have the patience to like watch that. I just don't. But he is good, I do know that. And there goes my charger head falling down. Let me watch this one. Hold up. I'll come back right now.
Have you ever wondered what risks...
What, low-key, I feel like falling asleep right now.
But
you just been like a sponsorship?
Not only have we got them to thank for this video, but also the award-winning VPN, where we have compiled a couple of bonus videos for the last week of October. So, as always, sit back, hit those likes, and enjoy another October installment of scary images and creepy encounters sent in by our viewers. We'd just like to say a big thank you to all of those who have sent in stories. We very much appreciate it.
Alright.
Now, let's get started.
Batman. Here. Hold up, let me see. Ghost Man. Hold up. Oh wait, that doesn't seem to be like a link to YouTube. That's just youtube.be. Yeah, that wouldn't be correct.
The Devil in the Flames. We don't feature these that much, but have been sent in a few recently and find them fascinating. Images in flames have been around for years, and some show clear images of
Share, right. Oh, no, it does. Okay, never mind. Oops, sorry. Let me see. It's just, you know, like, copy. Okay, I can't copy it. So, I don't want it to, like, link to something dumb, right? So, okay, let's do this. I'll type it in. We'll just leave this one playing.
And decided to symbolically burn a pair of jeans she wore at a low weight to show she wanted to recover. She took a photograph of the burning garment as a reminder, although at the time she remembers feeling a bit uneasy. Later, when looking over the photo, she spotted what looked like a human/horse-like beast in the center of the flames. Take a look. Ashley has only shown a few people the image, and they can't see it. But when she showed it to her late mum, she immediately said, "That's anorexia, it's a demon." Those words have stuck with Ashley ever since, and helped her with her recovery. We can definitely see a dog-like creature. Let us know what you can see. The little
dog-like creature?
Only shown a few people.
I don't know, it's not.
Ashley has only shown a few people the image, and they cannot see it. But when she showed it to her late mum, she immediately said, "That's anorexia, it's a demon."
Did it just give its name? Okay. Interesting. KUI. I'll just continue playing, right?
Those words have stuck.
I'll check out the video right now, put on my phone. Cause like, I'm afraid like they sent like some
definitely see a
link.
dog-like creature.
So I don't have confidence. Yeah.
The little boy in my room. Tracy grew up in a quiet suburb in southeast Michigan, just outside of Detroit. In a small cookie-cutter ranch-style house with 3 bedrooms upstairs and 1 downstairs, she lived with her mum, dad, and 6 brothers and sisters. Although by the time Tracy came along, there were only 5 siblings living at home. Her eldest brother was in the Navy and did not return to the house to live after his service was done. What Tracy didn't know, until she was 4 years old, is that there was another little boy that lived with her named Freddie, but he was a ghost. Tracy would learn when she was older that he had been haunting them way before she was born. Tracy found out about Freddie after she woke in the middle of the night to see a boy standing next to her bed with his arm outstretched.
Is that him? That's scary.
Immediately she realised it wasn't one of her brothers, as he was too short. She couldn't see any features, but knew it was a boy. Tracy quickly let out a small whimper and covered her head with a blanket to hide from him. She then peeked out to see if he was still there, but he was gone. At the time, she was unaware of Freddie.
Oh shit! Okay, that's a cool one.
She talked about him.
We'll watch that one. Hold on.
Every
We
summer,
just can't have
the family
music.
would go camping.
Remember that.
So when they went that year, Tracy felt safe.
So here. It's cool. That one's cool. Actually, that's kind of like, it kind of got me almost. Like, I kind of felt it like in the pit of my like stomach and like chest. I was like, ooh. But yeah, that one's good.
As they were outside of that.
Thank you for sending that, by the way.
So
Both
as her
man.
mum made sandwiches, Tracy
AD 7
and said, "Mum, there was a little boy in my room." Her mum apparently froze and started asking her questions about what he had looked like. Later that night, Tracy heard her mum telling her father, when they thought she was asleep, she heard them say Tracy saw Freddie in her room. When Tracy was older, her mother and brothers told her about Freddie. He was a distant relative of her mother's who had lived in the house before. One day, Freddie's dad was taking him to a baseball game and didn't see a back hose blade sticking out into the road. He hit it, and Freddie flew out of the window, and his dad ran over. Freddie was killed instantly, and he was only 6 years old. This explained why on one occasion, Tracy saw Freddie in his baseball uniform. It was white with vertical blue stripes, and she only saw him for a split second before he was gone. Freddie could be mischievous. Often he would try to get attention by changing television channels while the family were watching something, and only stopped.
It's an interesting costume.
He would also mess with the lights, and they would often flip. The whole family saw Freddie at one time or another. Even Tracy's highly skeptical father, who until he saw Freddie with his own eyes, would berate the rest of the family for believing in ghosts. He was a no-nonsense army sergeant and didn't believe in all that stuff. That was until one night when he was in bed with Tracy's mum, and they saw what her father thought was his youngest son pass their bedroom door and go into the living room. However, Tracy's mother knew it was not their youngest son, because the boy's feet had not been touching the floor. Tracy's father got up to reprimand his son for being out of bed so late and to send him back, but he couldn't find him anywhere. He then looked in his son's room, and there he was fast asleep. When he went back to bed, he said to Tracy's mum, "Maybe you're not all crazy," and never spoke of it again. If any of them mentioned Freddie in front of him, he would turn his gaze somewhere else and stare off into the distance, ignoring the conversation. Freddie seemed to have a special liking for Tracy's brother Matt, and he pestered him the most, to the point that Matt would yell at him to leave him alone. Matt would wake up to see Freddie sitting on the twin bed across from him, with his elbows on his knees and his chin in his hands, just watching him sleep. Other times, he would be at the foot of the bed, pulling his covers off him, giggling. Matt would wake up to see his little eyes peering over at him. "Stop it, Freddy. Leave me alone," he would yell, and then Freddy would disappear. When Tracy was around 6 years old, her mother and Matt decided to get an Ouija board to try to find out what Freddy wanted. And when they asked him what he wanted, the indicator spelled out the girl. Then they asked if it was Haley he was talking about, and it pointed to yes. They then asked if he thought Haley was pretty, and he indicated again yes. After the Ouija board session, the activity in the house intensified greatly. The TV started turning on in the middle of the night, with the volume full blast, waking everyone up. The family also started seeing shadows of multiple people reflected on the walls, like they were moving around, but just shadows and no actual people making them. One night Tracy was laying in bed, facing the hallway, with the bedroom door open. She was wide awake and staring into the hall, and the next thing she knew, everything went pitch black. She then heard screaming very faintly, over and over again. After a few minutes, Tracy realized that it was her screaming, and she opened her eyes to her mother and father shaking her and asking her what she was screaming about. Tracy hadn't a clue, and still doesn't to this day. On another occasion, the whole family were in the dining room, which was part of the kitchen, when suddenly they heard the back door fly open, slam shut, and someone run down the basement steps. They all went quiet, and Tracy's dad went down to the basement,
That's a lot of
expecting to
interesting
find
activity.
and there was nobody there. It was just another of Freddy's pranks. Tracy is now grown up and has since married and moved out of the house, as have all of her siblings, but they all had to share their childhood with the ghost of little Freddy. EVP recorded in Florida Graveyard. This EVP recording was sent in by Stephen. He recorded it back in May 2017, when one night he and a group of friends went ghost hunting in Indian Springs Cemetery in Florida. Before we play you the clip, just a bit of background on the cemetery. It was built in 1886, and its name derives from a small spring nearby that was thought to have been used by native tribal dwellers. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in the area, and over the years, plenty of paranormal activity has been reported, including ghostly orbs floating over the headstones, disembodied voices, shadow figures, and screaming. Stephen captured the EVP when he broke away from his group of friends with his recording device to prevent any background noise. At the time, he didn't hear anything after asking some questions, but when he listened back, this is what he picked up. It's worth pointing out, the first voice you hear is not Stephen, but the last you hear is him, completely unaware at the time of the other voice.
It really is.
Pretty creepy. It does sound like a child or a woman, similar to other reports of strange voices coming from the cemetery. What do you think? Did Stephen catch the sound of a ghost on his device, or is there another explanation?
Could be the wind chirping. I don't even know how that works.
Shadow person. H is 31 years old and from the UK, although she is currently living in Germany. But many years ago, when she was living in the UK, she stayed with some relatives for the weekend in a Scottish town called Hull. She wanted to spend some quality time with family and help around their new house. During her visit, H was to sleep in the top bunk bed and desk combo of her little cousin, while he slept on the couch downstairs. His room had a door in the ceiling that led to a loft with a sturdy ladder leading up to it, and her cousin liked going up. When H first went up the stairs to the room she was to stay in, she immediately noticed that it was a lot quieter, as if the downstairs room were much further away. And as she entered her cousin's bedroom, she found that even quieter. A little creeped out, H put her rucksack away, but didn't feel like she was alone, and at first assumed her cousin had followed her up the stairs. She also heard footsteps, but when she called out to her cousin, he didn't respond. Despite the logical conclusion being that her cousin was probably playing around, H felt a heaviness in her room that felt oppressive. It was like the air in there was thick and solid. When she went back down the stairs, H asked her cousin what he was up to, but her aunt told her that he was with her, his dad, and his little sister the whole time. That made her feel even more uneasy, but she dismissed
I
it
never
and
like these
assumed it was
pictures
some
he
kind
always
of
puts up.
misunderstanding, or perhaps even a seagull that had landed on the
They startle me, like.
That night, however,
Literally.
was the most terrifying night H had ever experienced in her life. As she lay in the top bunk, facing away from the wall and towards the window, H didn't feel at ease enough to turn her back to the wall. The door in the ceiling was open because her cousin had played up there before bedtime. H just didn't like what she was feeling. The pressure in the room was a lot worse at this point, and she kept looking around the room because she had such an awful feeling of dread. She then noticed that the room got a lot darker in the corner and from the ceiling, but the darkness kept growing, and it seemed like it was moving towards her. As it approached her, H could hear whatever it was breathing. It gradually got louder. H considered her options. Cousin number 1 was downstairs sleeping, and the rest of the family were fast asleep as well. All the while, breathing was getting closer, so much so that she shifted her weight to the far side of the bed, with her back against the wall. It felt like the mass was just looking at her, breathing, but it was angry breathing, as if someone was huffing through their nose. At some point during the night, she fell asleep against her will, and when she woke up in the morning, she had a massive headache. H was due back at her parents' house that day, so without mentioning anything to her aunt or uncle, she thanked them for having her in their life. H loved her aunt and uncle very much, and didn't want to insult them by telling them how creepy their son's bedroom was. When she got home, her mother greeted her and said she looked tired. H told her that she had had a late night and was going to have a bath and relax. But as she was heading up the stairs to run her bath, her mother called her from the kitchen. "I'm glad you had a lovely time, sweetheart. We'd never known that someone died in the house." H immediately felt sick and stopped at the bottom of the stairs. She went back through to her mother and asked her to clarify. She said she didn't know much else, so H left her alone. Over the years, she has tried to talk to her mother about what happened that night, but she never really took it seriously. She did mention it to H's aunt, who was annoyed and insulted by the claim, so H decided not to mention it again. Nearly 9 years had passed, and one evening, when H was out for dinner with family and friends, her mother asked her to tell the story about the night. Immediately, pressure came back, but she still told the story. One of the people at dinner, who was into paranormal, believed that H experienced a shadow person. A shadow person or shadow being is the perception of a patch of shadow as a living, humanoid figure, and is often interpreted as the presence of a spirit or other entity. With the history of death in the house, it is possible that this is what she saw.
Oh my god, I have a lot of
H
water
told us
sitting
that
here.
even writing the
Oh,
email
I'll come back right
about
now.
her experience became nervous, and believes the energy of that night has never really left her. The cursed bedstead. This encounter was sent in by Amy, and had happened to her over 16 years ago when she was 12 years old, and was the first of many unexplained things to have happened to her and her family. At the time, Amy had just moved in with her father, who was and still is an antique collector. One day he came home with a beautiful, though but worn-out bed frame for Amy's bedroom. The frame was easily 100 years old, and he told Amy that he and her brother had recovered it from a dilapidated house in St. George, New Brunswick. However, in the next breath, he casually mentioned that after they had retrieved the bed, the room collapsed, and they had a lucky escape. He just assumed it was their intrusion into the old room that had caused it. Amy thought nothing more of it until about 2 weeks later, when strange things started to happen. Amy was used to her stepbrother coming in her room and shaking her bed. He would ask her to make him a sandwich or some other demand, and Amy would always yell back, "Do it yourself." He would then pop up and proceed to throw things at her. It was a sort of jokey thing they had going on. On a few weeks after Amy started sleeping in the old bed, it started to shake, and immediately she thought it was her stepbrother. But after she yelled at him, he didn't pop up and throw things like he normally did. Thinking he was messing around, Amy called towards the end of the bed to curse him, but she was surprised to find he wasn't there. The bed stopped shaking as soon as Amy reached the footboard. She was a little spooked out, but didn't mention it to her family, and hoped it was just a one-off occurrence. However, soon after her dad, brother, stepmother, and stepbrother started mentioning strange incidents, such as things moving, loud noises coming from nowhere, and even muffled voices. Initially they tried to ignore it as best as they could, until one day, when Amy was home alone,
what's this?
her stepmother had cooked a roast the night
Carne
before,
asada?
and
What
Amy
the
took it
hell?
out to make a sandwich. It's worth pointing out that Amy's stepmother wasn't really cooking it, and to say the meat was well done was an understatement.
For a bit to the
After
restroom.
making a sandwich, Amy called a friend, and during their conversation, she started to hear a strange sound. She told her friend what was happening, and she went into the kitchen where the sound was coming from. To her horror, she looked at the joint of well-done beef, and it was dripping blood onto the floor like it was alive. Amy panicked and took a knife to the joint to try and find the source of the blood, but could find nothing. She was crying on the phone to her friend and ran outside, waiting for her dad to come home. When he finally arrived, Amy told him what had happened, but he just laughed and said she was being dramatic. That was until he went into the kitchen and saw the blood all over the floor. He had no explanation for the blood.
Ooh.
A couple months later, the house burned down. The investigation turned up nothing substantial.
What
Could
the
have
heck?
started the fire, and the family lost everything, apart from the bed frame. That remained completely untouched. Needless to say, the family did not take it to their new home, and nothing untoward has happened since. Amy is convinced the bed frame was either haunted or cursed, and was pleased to see the back of it. This is the first time Amy has publicly told her story, and will probably be the last, as the memory has haunted her for the past 16 years.
Well then, as much as I want to stay awake till like 3 a.m., I won't do that because I already did that with the freaking Zelda stream. Man, I am tired though. Like for reals. Well then, these stories, although they were a little, how do I say it? A little sleeper. What did get me is the shadow people. I hate shadow people. Honestly, I've never seen one. I don't want to see one. And just hearing shit about them, it's just not cool. It's kind of like the fear of like, oh yeah, when you get your first vaccine, it feels like this. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. It's equal to that fear. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you probably don't know what I mean, but like, I just say that because like, I don't know. It's just a habit of mine. It's just a bad habit. But anyways, again, I thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like Pikmin 3 was a good game to play for today. Just talking, saying the stories. So I'll leave it off with one more story that I have to say, right? So this story is interesting because it involves one of my dreams that I had as a kid, right? It was basically this Barney lookalike thing that used to haunt me in my dreams, similar to the hand that I talked about earlier this month. I think I mentioned it before in one of those dreams, but what do you call it? And how like it was just weird. So this thing would be in my dreams, right? It'd be random. So it'd be in my dreams, and it'd be looking at me, coming closer and closer and closer, and it'd go like Barney, right? It'd go like ooh, like that, walk like him. And then whenever it came up to me, I'd wake up with sleep paralysis or right against the wall. And it was scary. So what I'm trying to get at is that maybe all these things are connected. Maybe they're not. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not trying to get to that. It's just a scary nightmare I've had in the past, right? But the actual scary story is that, what do you call it? One time my sister had like a similar dream to me as me, right? And what do you call it? It involved kind of like the hand, yeah, the hand thing, right? And it scared her because she's like, oh, that disembodied hand that went in my house and blah 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 blah. It started falling all over me and all that. And I'm like, whoa, that's what I've always had a dream of. So, for all you know, that hand could be connected to something. And the fact that, for whatever reason, when I was a kid, on the side of the bed, I would see a toe sticking out. And even though I said I've never had imaginary friends, I would speak to it. Technically, I would like worship it too, but it's weird because like it's not like it's freaky thinking about it now because like it'd be sticking out, right? And I'd be like, oh look, it's out again. And my sister would be like looking at me confused and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, look at the toes, right? I looked at the little kid's toes, and I was a little kid then, right? What I would remember though is that every time that happened, I would have a dream where Ronald McDonald, no joke, where Ronald McDonald would fucking dance with me, play games with me, but forcefully. Every time that thing popped out and I would speak to it and then fall asleep right afterwards, that dream would always occur. And it was usually after basically I would spin or like basically these are the events, right, of how that would occur. I would have to spin earlier in the day, like a lot. Then after spinning a lot in the day, right, you know, I'd get undizzy and all that right afterwards. Then I go along my day. Then I come back to the bed, right, and I'd see those things coming out of those freaking feet. They were like baby's feet, basically, and it was scary, really freaking scary. Cause like my sister never saw them, but she always saw me talking to them. And this one time, I got mad at her when like it didn't play out right. It was really, really weird. And what'd you call it? And then I would have the nightmare and all that. And the weird part is, it was kind of linked to the hand, because after that would happen, then I'd go into another one, and then I'd go into the Barney thing, creature thing. If I could, I'd draw him out. I still remember how he vividly looks and all that. And yeah, that's it. That's my scary story, or collage, or weird dream, or fucking kids seeing things, right? So yeah, I'm weird, but who isn't? Anyways, thank you for joining me, and yeah, hit that follow button if you enjoyed. Otherwise, I don't know, just don't. It's fine. And thank you again. It's 1:42 a.m. I'll probably stay up for like 30 minutes, but otherwise, I'm probably not. I'll see you, I think, tomorrow, because yeah, I'll see you Monday. So if anything happens, you know, I'll change the day or something, right? Because I don't know, I feel like tomorrow's gonna be a weird day. But anyways, again, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow, and good night, and happy Dia de los Muertos. So yeah, goodbye.